It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going out.
All right, outstanding to have you guys along for the ride today as we screech into the weekend with you, Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and CB at the switches. How we feeling, boys?
Life is good because it is a freaky Friday. We have finally made it to my favorite day of the week. The sun was shining. There's a lot going on in the sports world and the entertainment world. We got a big Friday night SmackDown coming up tonight in the world of WWE at Madison Square Garden. That's why I'm rocking the Bloodline shirt today, AR. We got, a new season of The Bear dropped on us. You got to get into it. Maybe that's the show you need to watch, The Bear on Hulu. That's popping off. The Boys. Life is good right now for your boy. How you feel?
That's outstanding. Listen, I'm living through you now. That's
okay.
I'm glad. No, things are good. I'm glad it's Friday. I think most people are. And we got a nice show for you today. We will do some pressure, as always. We got over-unders this hour. We will get into the NHL draft. The legend Rick Nash will jump on the program from Vegas, presumably the Sphere. So they're going back. And by the way, the fact that they're going back into the Sphere, where your boy caught the U2 flu and probably is still fighting it from February, it's going to be awesome because they will have to utilize everything they have in there.
Visually, it's probably going to be incredible.
It has to be.
It's going to be incredible because everything I've seen that they've done at the Sphere or in the Sphere is awesome. You and I and CB was there too when we were at the Super Bowl party, and we were at that. What was the racetrack we were at? Or was it the F1?
Yes, they had an F1 race there in downtown Vegas.
Even the way it was lit up from the outside, where they kept rolling in the different helmets in the Sphere, it's absolutely incredible. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. You know what else I'm looking forward to is handing out some tickets today. A nice little prize because winner's going to receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the Good Guys 26 Summit Racing Nationals, July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest hot rods, muscle cars, trick trucks, customs, and more on display. Experience CPP Autocross Good Guys Racing Series all week long. Passes are good for one of the days. For more information, visit goodguys.com/GGN. So, AR, we're handing out a family 4-pack of tickets today, baby. Stick with us.
All right, very nice. That'll be good. We'll have Jay Lou on to toss some chin music in the final hour, see if the guards can get over this little hiccup they got going. But we will have a jam-packed show. We'll also do some Ohio State recruiting today. Bill Kurelic will come on in the second hour as I kind of bounce around the
And we have a new commitment to talk with him about.
Oh, my goodness. It's just not stopping with this 2025 class. They are just turning this thing into the Monstars,
right,
man. It's absolutely incredible what Coach Day and his staff are cooking right now in the recruiting kitchen.
Yeah, and it's great because we're talking about 2025, but we do not want to fast forward over 2024.
Correct.
But maybe some people are already dreaming of back-to-backs.
Oh.
Let's get one first. Right?
Yeah, let's. You know what? Be where your feet are. But as fans, you can look ahead a little bit. The players, no. But as a fan, you can dream. You can dream, especially when you start seeing some of these recruits stack up the way that they are. So you're talking to Bill about those guys and maybe some of his other favorite classes around the country. That'll be fun.
Jackets draft tonight. We'll see. They're picking 4th currently. Who knows whether they'll move that pick or not. I wouldn't be opposed to them moving the pick and moving back a little bit if their guy is falling or they feel they can get their guy later. There is some talk. Certainly, listen, this is a defenseman-type draft. It is, no one's getting Celebrini except the Sharks. That's a lock, 100%. It's done.
Can't we ever get those guys?
And then, the guy coming out of 203 we got, Rick Nash. Had to move to get him, but we got him.
Just saying, it just feels like we're always so close. You know how you were telling me at the memorial, Ricky Fowler's kind of like the bridesmaid, right? It kind of feels like that's where our Jackets have been the last few drafts, where we've been right there towards the top.
Made some good picks,
no,
Fantilli.
I'm not saying we don't, but some of the what seems like are going to be rock stars we're just kind of missing out on. And I hate that for
Well,
us.
that's when you get down the road of Tankville, right? And you just, it's one of those things. It's tough. I understand how you could kind of orchestrate it and pull a major league and just try to hamstring the squad a little bit so they can't win, but this is where we are. And they do have some young, good players. They got plenty of wings. I do like the Caden Lindstrom, the center. Kind of a shoot first center. He's a big kid. He's 6'3". He's 215. He could be a number one center. He has a back injury, Matty. I know about those. I think he had a herniated disc. That's not a great thing, but he was a top prospect of the CHL. And a lot of people call him the most competitive player in the draft. So you can get that guy, a shoot first center who is just hell bent on being a great hockey player. That'd be the guy to get. I could run down these names for you. And I don't know if they'd even really register. It wouldn't even register with me that much. It's just one of those things that there are some very, very good defensemen in this draft. And you could go for, if that unicorn, Anton Salayev, the big defenseman, 6'7", size, speed, skill, strength, moves the puck. He could be a guy that's there for them. There's just so many. If Demidov, the Russian winger, drops, that's a guy they could look at. Sam Dickinson's a Canadian defenseman. He's probably not a high-end he's not a Zach Werenski. He's not a high-end offensive defenseman, but he may be really NHL ready. The kid, Z Buyum, who's the defenseman from Denver, really good offensively. Zane Parekh, he's a defenseman. There are guys up there that people have scouted that are quality defensemen. This one kid, Konsta Helenius, is another center. He's from Finland and really smart. Some scouts even had him at 3 overall. But maybe he's a little more limited offensively. So I feel like we're in the position of, if Caden Lindstrom's medicals check out, I feel like if he's there, they're going to take him. And that's fine. He's a producer. That to me would be a nice hit for them if they could do that. The risk with a back injury is there, but the offensive talent just jumps off the ice. So I would say if you start to, have him and Fantilli then all of a sudden you've got what you need there. Remember, this whole thing went sideways when the guy that was supposed to be our centerman for the next 10 years, PLD, decided that he didn't want to be here, and it was just like then. And by the way, keeps getting moved. When a guy that big and that strong keeps getting moved at that position, maybe every now and then you look at the player, not the coach or the team or this or that. And so that's where it went sideways, because that was a great pick by Yarmo. It's a great pick. Yeah. And it didn't work out, and that's the guy that should have been your guy. Now, he underperformed in L.A., and they got ahead of his no movement clause, and they traded him. So they saw something. So it's not like I have great regret. I almost just have great regret that it didn't work out, and it hasn't worked really out for anybody.
Yeah. Right? Going back to the kid that you mentioned in Caden Lindstrom, I took a scan of the old mock draft land before we came in today.
Where do they have him?
And both NHL.com and ESPN, their latest mocks have Lindstrom coming to the Jackets. Yeah. Now, the back thing does pop up in every description of the kid, as you already laid out for us, and this is where – when you're Don Waddell and you're everybody in charge right now, you got to trust your medical team and just trust their research on this guy, because I'm sure they really dug in on everything that they possibly can about the back. It is very dicey out of the gate to hear something like that, but sometimes it's the risk that you have to take. If they want to go the other route and maybe grab a defenseman at that pick, or like you said, slide back and maybe get a defenseman there, I have no issue with that whatsoever, because we know the defense needs to be a lot better. We've been at the bottom of the league the last 2 years in goals against, and that's not just all on the defensemen. We know that's on the goalies, and it's a combination of everything, but we got to find a way to shore up that defense and not put so much pressure on our offensive guys on the other end to maybe rack up so many goals. So it definitely seems like Caden Lindstrom somehow, some way has been attached to the Blue Jackets, whether it's just the way they think the board is going to fall with the 3 teams above us, or people are hearing, in some back alley somewhere that the Don Waddell and everybody making the call is really interested in this kid. I don't think we should be surprised if Caden Lindstrom is a Blue Jacket come, tonight. I'm
with you on it. I feel like if Demidov is there, it's a winger. They don't need another winger. I know he's got high-end puck skills and good hockey sense and all that, and it could be, but I feel like it's Lindstrom or they're trading the pick. Or they're moving back to get some, and then they could get somebody that they really like, several picks later and try to give themselves a little ammunition to get this thing snapped back a little bit. So we'll be keeping an eye on any trade talk as we move throughout. Yeah. One quick thing, and I know we're not talking about the debate here, but at the end, when Joe Biden and Donald Trump were talking about their golf games, there were moments that you'd fall off the couch or whatever and just kind of shaking your head on a lot of things. But the fact that those two guys acted like they were sitting at a bar post-round deciding who was the better golfer and who could hit it farther and who had the vanity handicap. Like, it's unbelievable. I told you guys earlier, there are two things when it comes to golf. There are the sandbagger, which is the golfer that is better than his handicap and just wants to keep his handicap where it is so he can win all the money at his club or win events and member guests.
A couple of those guys at Turtle,
plenty. Maybe not plenty, but there are some. And it's a reputation that follows. And it may be a joke, but it's probably the last thing you truly want to be known for is that all you're doing is keeping your handicap balloon so you can win events.
Yeah.
The second part of this, which is the other extreme, is something called the vanity handicap. The vanity handicap is for a guy to be able to tell his friends and people, oh, what's your hand? Oh, I'm a single digit or I'm a 5. And he can't play anywhere near it, right? He just manipulated the scores to the point where he can say, this is who I am, which is the guy that really doesn't win anything. He just wants to be able to say to people, and then when you get him out on the course, okay, let's really see it. Can you play to that handicap? And so, and the other thing about it is, nobody really is supposed to generally play to their handicap. Your handicap is the best of the best of the best of you. It's not your average. Like, if let's say Maddie plays, you go out and let's say your average score is name a number.
I don't know.
100.
I'm not good.
Name a number.
Higher.
Okay, let's just say 100. So that would make your handicap on a par 72 28. You're only supposed to shoot that number 40% of the time at best, because your handicap is your best 8 rounds of your last 20. It used to be 10, now it's 8, and it updates every day.
A lot of math right now.
So think about that for a second. It's not just a good version of you.
Yeah.
It's really the best version that you could ever ask for over the last 20 rounds. So it's currently the best of you. So it's never your average. So when people say, my handicap's a 10, they shouldn't be going out and shooting 82 every time at their home course, right? Now, they can, and certainly it happens, but then it updates every day. So the fact that at the end of that, I watched two guys go 15 rounds over who might be the better golfer. I'll tell you a quick story when we come back when I was talking to Nicholas about this.
There's a flex, CB.
It's a good story. No, it's a good story, and it does fit. No, it actually fits.
You know what, CB? It's not even. It's the last name. When I was talking to Nicholas,
well, I should have said Jack or Mr. Nicholas.
Hey,
that may have not have been
when you win Emmys. You can call Jack by his last name.
No, it actually should be the reverse. You should be able to call him by his first name, but everybody calls him by his first name. So I went the opposite.
Because you're an exclusive club, man. What do you mean?
It's a good story.
Or Anthony Rothman.
All right. Anyway, we got a lot to do today. I'll tell you that story when we come back. And Maddie, one Cleveland Brown, reiterates his priority. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If your idea of the perfect radio show is all Buckeyes all the time, then it's your lucky day, Slappy, the Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic, Hidden Valley Ranch, or new smoky barbecue. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included. the sounds of summer. The crack of a bat, the splash of a pool, and the dreaded silence of a broken AC. No, don't sweat it. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team for an AC tune-up. Schedule a visit today and stay cool all summer long. All set. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If you listen to my show every day, congratulations, you're getting the best. Now I want you to drive the best. But unlike the lie I told before, Jermaine Lexus really is the best. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is fabulous. They want to make you a customer for life. Right now, rates are as low as 1.9%. Lease payments are as low as $489 a month. And the Memorial Courtesy vehicles are now on the lot. Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
At UDF, our made-from-scratch peach ice cream is back with a bonus. When you buy 3 48-ounce cartons, you can quickly stack an extra 20 cents a gallon in gas savings. UDF peach ice cream, made for you. While supplies last with an opted-in UDrive account.
The Fan is your home for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we're not. You can't say that. Take 2.
The Fan is your home of the Buckeyes. Yes, that's right. Same thing, but more playoff success. Now give Big Voice Guy another brandy. Thank you. The Fan.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Every year, Adult Protective Services receives thousands of reports of elder abuse, exploitation, and neglect in Ohio. When a report is received, Adult Protective Services can check in and provide help if needed. If someone you know is showing signs of elder maltreatment, don't hesitate to call 855-OHIO-APS. Let's work together to help every Ohioan age safely.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy today with a high of 86. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 73. Tomorrow, look for showers and thunderstorms with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, so I'll tell you the quick story. Maddie, when we were interviewing Jack Nicklaus before the memorial, Dom and I were talking to him in the Founders Club at the Union. And before we started taping, he was telling us the story that he had played golf recently. And he doesn't play much anymore. Yeah. And I wouldn't expect him to. It's not like, he has nothing to prove. It's just not even probably any fun for him physically anymore to try to go out and swing a club. He does it at Augusta when he does the ceremonial tee shot, and I'm always like, can someone actually just go tee up the ball for him, right? That way he doesn't have to bend. I mean, I don't even like doing it. somebody would tee the ball up for me. And so he starts talking about playing golf. And he played pretty well. And I think he even played at Augusta. And we asked him how far, I think Dom said, how far are you hitting it or something like that? And I don't know. He may have said 170 yards, or I can't remember exactly. And we both kind of were like, wow, that's something.
Still cooking.
Like, that's something. And we're like, it wasn't fake impressiveness. I'm like, okay, that's amazing. And we started to kind of keep talking about it. And he puts one arm on my arm and one arm on Dom's arm. And he says, guys, stop it. Just stop it. And it hit me. It's not like we were blowing smoke up him. I was impressed. But you know what? It hit me later on. He was the greatest in the world at something.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to be the greatest 84-year-old golfer.
Yeah.
He already was the greatest. So I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not anymore. And so it got to me like, here's an 84-year-old man who may have hit the ball or does it at Augusta, 175 yards. And if you act impressed, that's not anything that means anything to him.
No.
And it was so interesting to me to have him look at us and say, just stop it. And he was serious. And it's not like he thought we were faking it, because we weren't.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Doesn't matter to
I don't
him.
need that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to him.
You asked, I answered, move on.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Anyway. And then we saw two guys last night that almost looked like they wanted to come to blows over whose handicap was lower.
Listen, SNL's going to have a field day with what happened yesterday.
It was unbelievable.
SNL's going to have a field day with that debate from last night.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. So anyway, let's get to Amari Cooper and, what Cleveland must kind of evaluate when they think about him. Do you have the quote? Is there a quote, CB, or is there a soundbite on this
I got some quotes for you. I got some quotes from Coop. He's not a man of many words. Coop's one of those receivers around the NFL that just kind of goes about his business. I think if, CB fired up some sound from Amari Cooper, I really wouldn't recognize his voice. He's one of those guys, but he caught up, or
there's a new game for this summer.
Who is
Name
this?
that person, right?
Because he doesn't chirp a lot. We don't hear much from him on social media or anything like that. He just comes out on Sundays, cooks your DBs, and goes home, it seems like. But an interview from a gaming company called either Bet R or Better, they got some quotes from Coop as to why he held out of OTAs and all the things that we've seen here over the last month or two. And he said, quote, Cooper said he wasn't willing to pull a hammy or something. And then he dropped this. I'm trying to get paid this year. So that's really nothing surprising there. I guess the injury stuff is a bit eye-opening, if you were to hear an athlete just be out front with wanting to protect themselves. But we know, more times than not, a lot of athletes think that way. I think a deal's going to get done. It's just a matter of the framework of the deal. And it sounds like they're not going to get past 2 years on a deal like that. So let me throw this one at you, GM Rothman. Would you do 2 for $50? Is that a little too rich for you? 2 years, $50 million for Coop.
And you know what? It's not really necessarily, the money is the money, and I understand that's a big part of it. It's just committing, like you said, for more than that. So I think that's something you could probably work out. It doesn't sound awful. I think I have to take into consideration, he's been injured in the past, his foot, his ankle. I know you deal with that. He's at he's at 30. I think he just turned 30 last week. Hope CB wished him a happy birthday. But
he slid in his
he hasn't missed a lot of games in playing for the Browns.
Oh, he's been available.
He had a heel injury last season. And so you're just constantly waiting for the next one of what's going to happen.
That's sad.
Well, and that's as anybody ages, right? It's the next event that's going to happen. The biggest reason why this deal is probably being held up right now is the Browns have 10, 13 million in cap space for this season. So, Andrew Berry restructured some stuff. You start looking ahead, though, to 2025 and 26. Now, all of a sudden, they got some money. and they could easily find a way to get Cooper under those years. Yeah. So it would, you got to restructure, you got to do some things, which they've done. And so I don't know what the real solution here is. You've got a 30-year-old receiver who's had some injuries in the past, who now says he wants to get paid, and
you're a better football team with him than you are without him.
And probably that's a good thing you just said, which is and they're also a team that is a contender.
Yeah, 100%. And I think at the end of the day, what we're talking about, this has been an absolute steal, the deal, that they did with Dallas, getting him for a 5th-round pick, which is just craziness when you zoom out and think about what was going on with Dallas at the time and where they've been the last couple of years. But, that benefited, obviously, the Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, when you get to that age, it's always going to get a little funky. But I think at the end of the day, we're potentially talking about one of the best pass catchers the franchise has ever seen. Like, right now, Amari Cooper, he's 27th in receiving yards in the history of the Browns. I think when he's done, AR, he's going to finish top 10 easy and maybe even top 5. Like, I did a little math. I'm not big on math, but let's say he gets a 3-year deal. I gave him 950 yards over the next 3 seasons, and that's kind of, I think, playing it safe. That'll have him at about 5,260 yards, which will rank him 6th all-time in the franchise. So this guy, just going back to the trade, has been productive. I think he can continue to be productive, and at the end of the day, you're going to look back at between some of the good pass catchers that have come through Cleveland. Amari's going to rank as one of the best as long as he's available. So I think he's looking to get between that $23 to $25 million range. I think I'd be surprised if he was banging the table for anything more than that. But I think based off of what he's done so far, you cook up a 2-year deal with him, you get this thing done, and you just move on, and hopefully everybody can get on the same page here in a few weeks in training camp. And that's what we're going to see, how serious he is about holding out, because those fines will come a calling if you miss these training camp practices here in a little bit.
He wants guaranteed money, and they all do, but especially at a guy his age who at the end of any extension would be 33 years old, and then all of a sudden you're starting to chase good money there. And I think that's why this is getting held up. It's very obvious to me. He's trying to capitalize on where the receiver market is right now. They're trying to say, hey, we like you, but the 2-year 50 extension, that would be, that would add 2 years of guaranteed money to his contract. So if you can give him that financial security through the 25 season this year and next year, then that's fine. And then you protect yourself. It's a business. So I think both can be happy. And if you get him the $25 million a year that you're talking about, you get him back into the top 10 of receivers. So at least for now. And so,
it's a good point. That's a really good point.
It really doesn't matter. When he signs it, that's what it was. That's what it is.
No question. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, they don't want him to go anywhere. So I don't think this will be a factor when we get close to week 1. I think he'll be in the mix, and hopefully he and Judy and Deshaun and everybody will be on the same page.
All right, we will come back and we'll stick with the NFL. Fantasy or reality? Will a certain quarterback be one or the other this year? We'll tell you. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
At Meijer, we know there's nothing better than celebrating together and saving with fresh summer deals. Now through Saturday, get juicy sweet large seedless watermelon for $2.99 or sweet corn 5 for $1. Even tasty pork back ribs are just $2.99 per pound. You'll find even more fresh deals on crowd favorites like fresh from Meijer 8-inch fruit pies for $4.99 and Meijer chicken wings for $2.49 per pound. Shop these fresh summer deals at Meijer before they're gone. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in store or in the Meijer app.
The Ohio Egg Fest is back for its 10th year, presented by Specialty Gas House and Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. Join us for this big green egg grilling competition at Fortress Obetz on Saturday, July 27th. Enjoy all-you-can-eat food from 36 cook teams, live music from North to Nashville, cooking demos, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on discounted big green egg grill packages with over $600 off retail and a lifetime warranty. Pre-order online at theohioeggfest.com today. Before they sell out, all proceeds benefit cancer research at the James. Get your discounted big green egg grills and your taster tickets now at theohioeggfest.com.
New 2024, up to 72 months Aria, N7-824.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But these low interest rates won't last long. Lock in your 0% financing at Reichert Nissan. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at
We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
It's a red, white, and cool sale at Logan Services. Red hot savings up to $2,700 off a train system. And take advantage of 0% APR financing for 72 months. And pick one freebie for extra home comfort this summer. Plus, check out tax credits up to $2,600. With a system for every home and every budget, it's hard to stop a train. Find us online and book your free estimate now. Fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you think there's something wrong with your roof, but you aren't sure where to begin? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. That's been the case with me. So I asked around and I found out Newman Roofing was the place to go from a good friend of mine. The best place to start was with a company who's built a trustworthy reputation for the last 32 years, like my friends over at Newman. When you ask them what makes them different from other roofing companies out there, they will tell you there are three things: their policies, which are fair and honest, their customer experience, which was fantastic, and their people, they're the best. And I can tell you, my son wanted to go ride dirt bikes with some of their team members afterwards. At Newman Roofing, they have a team that takes pride in their work. They scanned our yard to make sure there was no trash anywhere and it'd be safe for our kids. They focus on all the questions to get you answered through every step of the process, and they'll support you throughout. So when it comes to getting your roof replaced, don't just get a new roof. Do like I did and get a Newman roof, and give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or go check them out online at newmanroofing.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give MVP's Pro Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not an MVP's Pro Rewards member? Join today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Helping you ace your afternoon. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, Ice. I usually say tell them what they've won, but they really haven't.
Oh, we'll get to that later because we are going to have a winner. But right now, we got a cool event coming up, and it is the Schmitz Cardale Jones Celebrity Softball Game. It's on its way, and why picnic when you can Schmitnick? And it is presented by Monogram Homes in the U.S. Air Force, Saturday, July 20th at 6:30 p.m. over at Huntington Park. Current Ohio State football players, they're taking on former Ohio State football players. The captains of this thing, you'll have Cardale Jones with the former players, and with the current players, you'll have Emeka Egbuka. Tickets are only $10, and they are available today at BuckeyeCruise.com. Again, tickets are $10, and you can get them over at BuckeyeCruise.com.
I did see, before we get into the quarterback story, that our friend Cam Atkinson was bought out by the Philadelphia Flyers.
Fire up the music, CB. He's got to be on his way, right? He's got to be.
Well, come on. It's nobody traded for him. So, they were probably dangling him out there for a trade. He is a highly respected veteran, right? He had kind of fallen down the depth chart over the final few months with the Flyers, and there was really no natural fit with them anymore, but he still had 1 year left on his contract. So, but by tomorrow, that contract will be no more. Listen, would he take a hometown discount to come back to Columbus? I would bet on that.
Okay.
He's 35, and this would be a good spot for him to be. I don't know. I mean, could he move and go elsewhere for a better deal or better fit? Sure. But it feels like that when the Flyers explored the trade options for him, they couldn't find a partner. So instead of keeping him on their roster for another season as a semi-regular healthy scratch, you take the 2-year hit. You bid him a farewell, and then he finds a way to get back on track and whatever the rest of his career is.
I'm always here.
Maybe that would be here.
I'm always here for a nice reunion, AR.
At the right price.
At the right price.
There you go.
You bring him in here, you get a nice reunion going. He could help out some of the young guys with his veteran experience. But, more importantly, maybe he's still got some goods out there that he can roll out on the ice and help out the Jackets. So that'd be a fun story to see kind of come full circle if Cam's going to come back to the city.
It's like when you guys accuse me of being friends with most of my exes. It just, I know.
That's a little dicey.
You say it's a little weird.
A little dicey.
If you drop a text or I get an answer or something like that's a little dicey, but it's
because I don't know.
All the cards are on the table.
I wonder how that's working on the other side with who they're with now. And it's like, I'm just texting
Let
my
the
ex,
unacceptable candidates worry about that. Because after tonight, they're you are.
You're a bold guy, big dog.
Bold predictions. It's one of them.
You're a bold guy. Yeah, that's never been a card I've liked to play in my life.
Being friendly with an ex?
Yeah, yeah, especially when you're in a relationship. If you're not, that's fine. But when you moved on to somebody else, they've moved on to somebody else, it's always felt like some choppy waters.
You said just a moment ago you're all for reunions at the right price.
Yeah, but some reunions just don't need to happen. Some reunions you need to stay away from.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know why
Cash
you guys are
register
fired
and the rim shot.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is about.
He said price. That's all I was thinking of.
It's a Freaky Friday, Matty.
Yeah, well, yes, you're right.
All right, back to the quarterback that's fantasy or reality, or is, as Matty likes to say, both. And I think he is.
Okay.
I think he's the definition of both.
Little BOFF.
And I think, tipping my hand, this could be a very late quarterback, wait for QB guy for me.
This is an X for you, so that makes sense. You love X's, so makes sense.
Kind of where I was going with
makes sense. So we got a fantasy analyst by the name of Benkert, and he joined Kay Adams' show, the Up and Adams show, and here he is talking about the new Falcons quarterback and Kirk Cousins.
I don't think I missed you saying Kirk Cousins is going to go off this year.
He is. I mean, if you look at just, again, guys are going to get their Josh Allens and their guys like that in fantasy. I'm going to just wait for Kirk Cousins to feel like I can snipe him in a middle round because there's no way that he doesn't have at least a top 10 year statistically. And I don't know. I'm big about fantasy implications. I know everyone cares about fantasy.
Yeah.
And
how much of that? How much of that is because you love Raheem Morris, who you know well?
I would say I actually just like Raheem Morris for the rest of the guys. I think Kirk brings a different driver to that team. I think Kirk's going to be able to take control of the offense. I just like what Raheem does for the cohesiveness of the team and the details and the energy. People want to play hard for Raheem. And you look at guys like Grady Jarrett who have just been consistent their whole career.
Yeah.
Guys like him play hard every single game. He's going to be playing hard for Raheem Morris. Guys were putting their bodies on the line for Raheem before he got let go by the Falcons.
Right.
I mean, he was up for renewal before they hired Arthur Smith, and they chose to go Arthur Smith instead of Raheem. He had interviews. Guys know what he meant to the locker room and what he's been able to do. So
here's the deal. I'm a realist also. I can't have him as my only quarterback. I can't. I worry about the Achilles. It's his back leg, so it's his push-off leg. It's his drive leg.
I'm not that concerned. How many times do we see guys do it again? It's not. It's
you do it, Matty.
When you're
everybody does it. I just did it, and I'm ready to do it again.
When you're medically cleared, you're medically cleared. So, I'm not too concerned about here. Rodgers, where he loses me, though, is, I guess, his feel-good vibe around Kirk being a top 10 guy this year. And it's not Kirk. It's, I think, am I really ready to trust all the young guys down there in Atlanta that have been pretty good, but they really haven't shown us much of anything? Now, you could easily say to me, when you get an established quarterback in the building, things are going to change. And I absolutely would hear that. But for me, Kirk Cousins is a top 10 fantasy guy. I got to be out. I got to be out. I think there's a few other guys I would rather have. I'd rather have Jaden Daniels than Kirk Cousins this year.
A little risky with a rookie, but the rushing upside is there.
And I love the play caller.
They're both probably right there, too.
I love the play caller that Jaden Daniels has in Cliff Kingsbury and what I watched Cliff Kingsbury do with the rookie quarterback in Kyler Murray with a similar skill set when Kyler went on to win Rookie of the Year. So that was one guy I thought about. Would I rather have Jaden Daniels or Kirk Cousins in fantasy this year?
I got one for you.
And you're right to bring up the rookie thing. That's totally fair. but I'm going to roll with the Rook and his rushing ability and getting those extra points every now and then.
I got the perfect one for you.
Okay, what we got?
And I might bring CB on this too. This too.
Get in here, CB.
Yeah, pull yourself up to the table.
Put your peanut butter and jelly sandwich down. Let's go.
Slide over from the kids' table and get belly up to that microphone. Why don't we do this? Why don't we compare who you would rather have in fantasy and just keep it to the Achilles club?
Oh, this is easy.
Would you rather have Rodgers or Cousins this year? And I don't think it's that easy of a decision, and I'm probably leaning Cousins.
I think it's very easy, and I'm going Cousins.
I'm going A-Rod all day and tomorrow.
I kind of knew he would.
All day and tomorrow.
Brought in CB because I knew he'd be on my side.
Give me Rodgers. He has what I know is an elite weapon in Garrett Wilson. I think part of this, too, is my love you guys know I have for Garrett Wilson, what I think he can be this year.
And the future Hall of Famer.
But I am going with Aaron Rodgers over Kirk Cousins.
I worry about the Jets. Nathaniel Hackett, he's more methodical, right? This isn't just let's just go crazy.
Well, he's going to do what Aaron Rodgers tells him to do. That's probably how that works.
For reference right now, in current drafts, the ADP for both of them, Kirk Cousins is going at QB 18 and Rodgers is at QB 20.
Okay. I knew they'd be very close.
Look, I think Kirk Cousins is going to be good. I'm just higher on what the Jets offense is going to be because I feel comfortable with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and how they address their offensive line, both in the draft and free agency.
Here's the other thing about it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if you're going to just pour this into the recipe at all.
Yeah.
The Jets, as we talked about yesterday, have a really, really good defense. Now, that's good and bad. It's good that you are getting the ball back a lot more. The bad part, I think, is that I don't expect them to be in a ton of shootouts. And I expect game script Falcons indoors to be able to move the ball more through the air. That's from a fantasy tie-breaking standpoint. It's a little counterintuitive because you may get more possessions, but I almost feel game script and how they pace their offense, I feel like the dump-offs to Bijan, I just feel like I might be getting a little more overall from
You might
Cousins.
be onto something with that, but I listen, in my world, you may get 3 touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers in the first half. 2 of them to Garrett Wilson, a little dump off to Breece Hall, and you're good for the week. Now, I think an interesting question out there, who is the most valuable fantasy asset for the Jets? Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, or Garrett Wilson?
The one you want to have? Well, it's not Rodgers for me because I'd always have, there's plenty of quarterbacks, and he's a weight-on quarterback anyway, so it's not him. I do value running, and since I am a little not questioning Rodgers, but he is coming off the injury, he is his age. For me, it's Breece Hall. If I'm sitting there in the first round and I don't have anybody, and Garrett's there and Breece Hall's there, I'm taking Breece. Yeah,
not mad at it.
You're taking Garrett?
Breece, is he really that dude? Is he? Everybody tells me he is, and I'm just when I think of the best running backs in the league, Breece Hall does not cross my mind. He doesn't. And maybe I'm sleep on him. And maybe he'll shake the room and I'll have to put some respect on his name, but I'd take Garrett Wilson.
Okay. And you're not wrong to think that he's some all-world guy. I just think with Aaron, the respect people are going to have for his arm, I think that running game will be pretty good. And he doesn't fumble, carries the ball a lot. I feel like he's the guy. My other tiebreaker was going to be their schedule. And I will tell you that the Jets' schedule is start at the Niners. They got a few nice home ones against New England, Denver, and the Vikes. They'll play Buffalo. They go to Pittsburgh, tough D.
That's fine. But to me, they're going to be just as good as anybody if they're healthy. That's just how I view the Jets this year.
We'll do some overs and unders into the weekend next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets Hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is. But the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Refresh yourself with an any-size frozen drink like a Sprite Lemonade for just $1.79 and paired with a McCrispy and fries. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Colin
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If you listen to my show every day, congratulations, you're getting the best. Now I want you to drive the best. But unlike the lie I told before, Jermaine Lexus really is the best. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is fabulous. They want to make you a customer for life. Right now, rates are as low as 1.9%. Lease payments are as low as $489 a month. And the Memorial Courtesy vehicles are now on the lot. Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Hey, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Sale. Hello. Save up to 50% on outdoor furniture and indoor essentials and have your best summer.
Oh, how about storage for my inflatable flamingos?
We've got you covered. Let's turn your space into a summer haven with space for birds.
Awesome.
Visit us in store from June 12th to July 9th or at IKEA-USA.com/midsummer. Offer valid dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Don't miss a minute of the action on the diamond with ESPN Bet. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities, including daily odds boost and home run specials all season long. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Is it time to replace your heating and cooling system? Do you have frequent repairs, increased energy bills, or uneven hot and cool spots in your home? It may be time for an upgrade. Custom Air's Comfort Consultants will give you a free assessment and guide you through replacement options. Take control of your comfort and peace of mind today. Go to customairco.com or call us at 614-552-HVAC to schedule your complimentary consultation with one of our experts. Custom Solutions, Custom Comfort, Custom Air.
Come play Skyline 75th Coney Hunt game. Use your phone to search for virtual conies, tap to collect coins, and redeem them for exclusive Skyline merchandise at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Details at skylinechili.com/Coney Hunt.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
All right, CB, do I even want to know?
No, you probably don't. The house ate very, very well last weekend.
You going to Sizzler?
I did not, but that's a good idea. No, but you both went 2 and 4. Uh-huh. The only two you got correct were the Crew over-under and the Caitlin Clark over-under for her points. She went under that.
By a half, I think.
That's right. Yeah. And then, Matty Ice, you also got the Crew over-under in goals and the Panthers-Oilers Game 6 total. That went over 5.5.
And Scotty cooked us in that golf tournament, didn't he? What did he get, 22?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And the reason the hockey were the 2 empty biscuits. I had that ready to roll, man. I had my own coin on that, not just this fake money we play with here.
You a honey guy or a jelly guy on a biscuit? Real quick.
Oh, honey or jelly?
Maybe both. B-O-F.
Well, I love both.
Okay. There we go. There's the answer.
On a biscuit. What kind of biscuit? You mean like
a buttery
like one of those
biscuit.
cooker biscuits I was talking about that you guys didn't know about? Or one of yours? When I told Sleepy to slow his roll? Those honey rolls you talked about, right? The bun in the oven?
Oh,
what were you talking about the other
cinnamon
day?
honey butter from Texas
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Right.
Yes. Those aren't really biscuits. Those are just rolls.
I think on a hot biscuit, I'm going to take the honey.
Okay, I'm a jelly guy. I'm a butter and jelly guy on a biscuit, but honey is always a win too. Can't go wrong. What do you got, CB?
All right, let's get through these real quick. The Reds, their over-under for runs tonight against the Cardinals is 4.5.
Oh, AR, did you see that Mr. Steroids is back last night? The Marte Parte started in St. Louis, and he had 3 hits. He owes us Reds fans. We were bummed about it out of the gate. He was supposed to be an absolute stud, but he's back. The offense looks good. You mentioned this the other day. Jonathan India is absolutely locked in.
So mad I missed out on that.
Spencer Steer hits a dinger last night. Give me the over, CB.
Feels like an over. All of a sudden, this team is now hitting 230.
That's great. Thanks.
Well, they're not last. They're not close.
There we go.
You know, what
We're
are they,
out of the
20?
basement,
They're
baby.
in the top 25.
Okay, that'll work.
Does that work in baseball?
Yeah, okay.
When you're ranked in the top 25?
It ain't great, AR.
But I think the 4.5 is, listen, I don't even know the pitching matchup. So you're asking me this question, and it's not going to be easy, but I will take the over.
All right, I had to imagine Asia Wilson, if she's not leading the MVP race in the WNBA, she is definitely up there in the top 2. But we will do her over-under for total points against the Mystics on Saturday. It's 27.5.
The WNBA. Who was that? Washington?
Yes, sir.
Have they played them recently? Maddie's
I'm
our
not sure, but
correspondent. I don't think so.
Washington has not been very good.
27.5. Boy, that's a pretty big number.
Robust, as you like to say.
It is robust. It's bursting at the seams, that number.
Thick.
I mean, she's definitely got into the 30s. I don't know how often.
She averages 28 points per game.
Okay.
All right. So those two things combined, her average plus the opponent, I'll take the over.
She's an absolute beast, man. Just a smooth shooting lefty.
Beast mode?
Yeah, she's got a little bit of that going because her mid-range game is nasty. CB, to answer your question, over at Bet365, minus 450 to be the MVP. So it's a wrap. She's going to be the MVP. I'm actually going to take the under on this, though. Under on this. She's going to have a good game. She can rack up a double-double. Asia's absolutely incredible. But I'm going under. Give me the under.
Team USA and Copa America very desperate right now after losing to Panama last night. They will play Uruguay on Monday to try to make it through the group round. The total goals over under for that game is 3.5.
I'm gonna be honest. Is this what are we doing? Is this qualifying for what's going on here?
Copa
What is
America.
this?
So this is basically a tournament mixed between some South America, Central America, and North America national teams.
Yeah. Okay.
For reference, in the first game, U.S. scored 2 goals against Bolivia, won that game 2-0. Uruguay played Bolivia last night and won 5-0.
Okay. You know what? USA all the way. Hey, I know this is combined goals, but we're going to get our America on right now. Give me the over.
I'm taking the under.
That's
Said it was 3.5?
That's right.
I'm taking the under.
For both teams.
Yeah, combined.
Okay.
Total.
Still going under?
I'm going under.
That's fair.
All right, Max Scherzer, he will take on the Orioles tonight. His over-under for strikeouts is 4.5.
This feels like an under to me. I mean, he's been okay. Let me do a quick, if you guys allow this.
You want some research?
I'm going to do a quick Orioles-K's situation here. I don't know if this is as Denny Lemieux would say, against the rules. They're middle of the pack in the AL as far as strikeouts.
And he only has 1 start on the year with 4 strikeouts against the Royals.
Give me the under.
Yeah, I mean, the Orioles we know are an elite offense, right? I mean, they're 4th in batting average, number 1 in the league in home runs, and 3rd in hits. He's still working his way back. We saw on the other side of this, Garrett Cole looked a little dicey coming back too. I'm rolling with you. Give me the under as well.
All right, PGA Tour is the Rocket Mortgage Classic up in Detroit. Some crazy scoring in recent years on this, and they've been crazy scoring so far in the tournament. We will set it at the winner over under 21.5 under par.
Hey, I need some counsel on this one. When I looked this morning at 11:30, our leader was at 12 under.
Yeah.
Where would you advise me to go on this?
Well, and I'm probably going to take the leader and put him in pressure because I like this kid, and he's won before, and I feel like we should have seen this coming with Akshay Bhatia. But, Maddie, here's the weird part. Most of the time, this would go over there. It would. I've watched this tournament before in Detroit at the golf club there. Historically, we will beat this number. But in a quick scan of the leaderboard, and not a lot of massive names in this thing,
we're going under.
And your leader's at 13, and it feels like this could only feels like we're going to be under this. I'm going to take the under.
We got burned last week with the under.
We got burned by the best golfer in the world.
That is a great
that's
point.
Okay.
I'm going under.
We'll take the under as a team, as a tandem jump out of the plane.
There we go.
All right, in the weather for the weekend, we will set the highest temperature of the weekend at over/under 87.5.
How you feel?
Feels like a tomorrow possibility, but we're supposed to get some weird weather also in the afternoon.
Let's go under.
I'm going the under, slight under. We got to get him, man. Got to get him this weekend.
Last week.
We got the weather wrong last weekend too, apparently.
Exactly. That's the key.
By the way, did you see when he did the standings and he looked at us and he said, we both went 2 and 4, and then when he told us, he said, and the only 2 you got right. He added the word only. He didn't say the 2 you got right.
CB likes to rub it in. He's that type of guy. He only talks to me about my Ravens when there's injuries going on in training camp. It's all good when the house
makes money over here.
Yeah, okay.
He really does.
Yeah, like a dry rub.
He really does like to rub it in.
Wait a minute.
What?
You know what? Let's
Was that
a break.
I
wasn't expecting that.
Well,
Who
you
is
said
that?
he likes to rub it in.
Who is that?
That's one of those name that soundbite.
Is that a Bill Bender right there?
Just a name that soundbite guy. It's a great game. Other NFL bold predictions coming your way next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well loved. And well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
It's time that we face the facts when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. It exists to save and heal lives. It's a way to look out for one another, to continue a legacy and give the gift of a fuller future, the gift of life.
But what about the barriers around organ donation?
Cost, age, religion, race, or health status are not factors that can get in the way. All it really takes is one epic yes. Register today to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at donatelifeohio.org.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, here to introduce you to Tansky Power Sports. That's right, check out our growing inventory of golf carts, electric bikes, and dirt bikes. And the fleet keeps growing. This month, come rent a golf cart for the 4th of July. We're located at 2491 West Dublin Granville Road in Columbus. Visit TanskyPowersports.com to book yours today. And when you think power sports, think Tansky.
Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Ohio State continues to kill it on the recruiting front as they have added their 21st recruit to the 2025 class with the commitment of defensive lineman Trajan Odom. Odom from North Carolina is a 4-star and the 31st ranked D lineman in the country. He's the 4th defensive line commit in the class. Round 1 of the NHL draft is tonight at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The Blue Jackets hold the number 4 pick. Our draft coverage with Bob McGilligan, Dylan Tyre, and Jody Shelley begins at 7. Former CBJ winger Cam Atkinson is having the remaining year of his contract bought out by the Philadelphia Flyers. The Cincinnati Reds in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals at 8:15. The Guardians in Kansas City at 8:10. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or you can visit him online, sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Listening to Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, don't oversell it now. We want to under-promise and over-deliver. That's my motto. We talked about, I'll do this real quickly, like in 30 seconds. Before we get to the bold predictions, which SI did 100 of these, which is awesome. So if you get a chance, go to their NFL predictions for 2024 on SI.com and you'll see all 100. We'll tackle a few of them here in a moment. But we talked about like contacting exes and all that and the awkwardness of it, or whether it's supposed to work, or whether it's bad if they're, married now and all that. Even though it's just on a friendship level.
Oh, is it?
But one of the greatest, one of the most wild stories in my lifetime was when I first got to Columbus and I had met this girl and I was covering an event. I don't have to go through the details. And then I worked up the courage to ask her out, or ask her, would you like to grab a drink sometime or get a meal or whatever, a meal of food. And so she said, sure. And I had known a couple of her friends too. And they said, yeah, you got the green light, man. The exit's over.
You're in the clear.
Because I do like a good green light. Nobody wants to kind of buzz through that yellow or even orange, red. That's a tough one to come back from, right? I mean, it's courageous and all, but
sometimes you got to take some of those L's every once in a while.
Absolutely. And I've done that.
It's a learning experience. Yeah. You put on the tape, you study the tape, and you learn from your mistakes.
And sometimes you take that leap of faith and it works out, and it makes the win even better, even sweeter.
Yep.
So she says, sure. And I'm one of those guys here, I'll give you my number. And she said, no, you can have my number. So that's the light is real green now, right? So I called and left a message. This is back in the not even voicemail days, guys. This is pure answering machine days. This is a piece of equipment that you'd set on the nightstand or wherever, that you'd come home and see you had some messages. It would almost be like, I have people that want to talk to me. That's cool. When you come home and say, I have no messages, nowadays when you have no messages, it's awesome. I don't want to be that accessible. I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want somebody's asking me for something. But back in the 90s, it was cool when you came home and saw you had 3 or 4 messages. Hit that thing, they'd play. And so I had left a message saying, hey, I'm off Thursday. How about a happy hour thing, whatever, right? And I never heard back. And remember, I had the green light. And then the night before that, and that was on a Monday, I had left that message. And then like on a Wednesday, the night before, I said, hey, I'm off tomorrow. Just want to, if it still works out, great, let me know. I'd still be up for hanging out.
Thought you got left on red.
So nothing. And at midnight, on that Thursday, midnight going into Friday, now it's done. The evening's come and gone, never heard back.
Yeah.
Total blow off. And I'm thinking, well, that just doesn't make sense, because why would you give someone your number and then do that?
It happens all the time.
It would be the reverse.
It happens all the time.
It does?
Yeah.
So you don't want to be meaning...
Because sometimes, like, when you're out, like in my experience, people, you've been drinking, there's some chemistry there, and then you wake up the next day and, there's not a lot of follow-up unless there's really some true vibes going on. So that's a generational thing. That's happened even to this day. That people will get, and I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
I've gotten a couple numbers, and I'm just like, I'm not hitting them up.
My buddy SK's listening. He goes, "Okay, here we go." And
This is a classic story.
It's not him. So I get a call that night at midnight. Now remember, I got to go back to work Friday, and the phone rings at midnight. No good calls happen usually at midnight.
I don't know about that.
Well, those kind of calls,
Booty
yes.
call hours right there, they are.
Well, and by the way, if it circled all the way back to that would have been one of the great upsets of all time. It would have been like being down 28-3 in a Super Bowl and coming back and winning.
So the best
That's what it
phone
would have
calls
felt like.
So those up texts or elite?
Sorry I didn't make the date.
Yeah.
Can I come over now?
You know what's tough is when you miss what's tough is when you miss the you up text. Those are tough. So that, in my experience,
that's a one and like that's it. You don't.
Oh no, it's just like for that night. It's one and day. You just got to hope you get that maybe some of that interaction maybe another day down the line. Yeah, the you up text is what you're looking for.
Well, that wasn't the call. So I'm out of a dead sleep. I answer the phone, and I say, "Hello," hello, and I get this, "Hey, quit blanking calling my girlfriend." Click. I'm lying in bed, and I just start to laugh. Like, what is this life? What just happened? Now, never wound up going out with her. It never happened. Life moves on.
Thought you were in the clear.
Well, exactly. So did I. So that mystery, guys, went on for decades. I had just assumed it was her current husband or the guy she eventually married, or maybe they got back together. I don't know. Playing golf a 3 years ago, maybe a little more now, and with three guys I've known for a long time. We get to the second green, and one of the guys looks at the other guy and says, "Well, are you going to tell him?" And I'm like, huh? And apparently a guy I've known for a while, it was him.
He was on the other side of the call.
Now, he wound up not marrying her. And so the other guy thought it was, he's off the suspect list. But it was a mystery that lasted almost 25, 30 years.
That's crazy.
I should have never even found out. But apparently he had seen her that week.
Yeah.
And he said to her, "Hey, I'm playing golf with Anthony Rothman this week." And she says, "Well, you're not going to say anything, are you?" Oh, man. And that's it.
I love that story.
It's one of
That's insane, though. Yeah. Like how it kind of came full circle in a very weird way.
Quit calling my girlfriend guy, I was an acquaintance of and knew. Yeah. and lasted for almost 30 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. That was a bold prediction. Now we get to the real ones. These are some fun ones. You guys have actually selected the ones you'd like to talk. Why don't you just tell me the bold predictions you'd like to talk about? Under a slate gray sky, a ragtag group of renegades. What's the first one you would like to discuss, Iceman?
I think CB's got these.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. CB, fire away.
Yeah, I can do that for you real quick.
You sure?
Man, I lost track of my notes.
The Lions will defeat the Bengals in the Super Bowl this upcoming season.
Ron Burgundy energy over there from CB.
CB? The Lions will beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. How bold is that on a 1 to 10 scale? 10 being the most bold?
No. 1 to 10 and how in your belief that would happen. 10 being you think it's absolutely going to happen. 1 being SI's, drinking some scissor.
I'd probably here's the deal. Both those teams are worthy. So it's not, they didn't grab an obscure team.
I agree.
The difference is to actually nail the matchup and nail the winner is almost next to impossible in my mind when it comes to those two teams. I'll put it in the AR gambling computer here, and this is what it spits out. I can't tell you what the odds would be if the Lions beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. I can tell you the odds of picking the Lions to play the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And that's at 50-1. So that's how, those are pretty long odds for two good teams to nail the exact matchup just to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To get the winner. So I'm going to put this at a 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think you could get that exactly. I like the two teams, but having it both work out to me is a 3.5.
No, I agree. I love your thought process there. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on this one because the Bengals, we know when they're right and healthy, they're one of the best. But the AFC is so deep, I think, with really good teams that I can't go past the 5. So give me a 5 for this bold prediction. The Lions are going to be really good. Bengals really good as well. A couple cats going at it here. That'd be an interesting. Big cats.
I mean, honestly,
Super Bowl. But I got 5 on it.
That would be an awesome Super Bowl. Where is it again?
Nolans, baby.
That's right. We're in the Dome.
Jambalaya season.
Burrow and Chase back in the Dome.
Yeah.
Against the Lions.
Stomping grounds.
Be tough to bet against them, at least on paper right now in my mind.
Need some po' boys when we go down there.
Some jambalaya.
Need some of that shrimp po' boys. Yeah, that'll work. What do you got, CB?
All right, number 2. Let's do the Cleveland Browns one. The Browns will be absolutely cursed by their failure to respect the greatest generation. I think AR, you got to deep dive into that.
This is this happened in June because all we talked about with the charity softball game was Deshaun Watson maybe getting hurt, right?
Yeah.
So there was an old woman, and when I say old, I'm doing it respectfully, probably close to 90. I don't know, maybe even older.
Okay.
And this lovely woman is in this charity event with the Browns, and there's a guy up there trying to help her put bat on ball. And she kind of gets bat on ball and bunts it back and to the pitcher, and she's now being helped to first base walking.
Nice. That's nice.
It's amazing. This is a charity event.
Look at the Brownies.
And then at the end of this, not only does she get right near the base, but then David Njoku stomps her out at first base right before she can get her foot on the bag.
That's wrong.
And then celebrates with his teammates with the chest bumping and the jumping. Cleveland has a lot of curses that they need to exercise. The fact that they did this to themselves, where this lovely old woman smacks a hit and tries to score a runner during a charity game involving players from the team, and then they stomp her out and celebrate and taunt her.
We just got a fist bump from CB in there.
You love this?
I like seeing my guy being competitive all year round.
No mercy?
Wow.
I mean, he had to celebrate afterward, too?
Picking on the elderly.
Poor Granny makes solid contact, heads to first base with assistance, only for, I'm sorry, it wasn't Njoku. It was John Kelly Jr., a running back.
Oh, yeah, he's probably not making the roster.
It was Njoku that celebrated with him. And then stomps the bag right before she makes it?
I'm putting a 7 on this. Granny curse is going to hit somehow, some way. You can't mess with the elderly. Granny curse is coming.
Granny ghost runner. It's a curse now.
All right, I think we can get in one real quick. Let's do the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will not get engaged.
Oh, I'm putting a 1 on this. They're getting engaged. Now, I've been on this since last year.
What's the deadline, though? Before the season ends? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, I guess it really depends on how they're phrasing it. If they're saying it's not going to happen, period, I don't agree with that. If they're saying it's not going to happen by the end of the season,
okay,
I could maybe understand that.
Yeah, I probably need to crank my number up just a little bit. But they're hitting the finish line. But if you're putting me in this window of time of the regular season, or who knows with them, probably another freaking Super Bowl, I'll put a 4.5 on.
Says here Swift is deep in a creative streak that has endless possibilities. And then it says the last thing she needs to do is be held back by the minutia of a wedding planning.
Oh, come on.
She and Kelce will remain connected at least through the Netflix airing of Casey's Christmas Day game. But the answer is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will not get engaged. I'm with you. I'd put that as at a low number.
Well, especially because she's overseas right now. She's going to come back and do the second part of her U.S. tour in the fall. I mean, that's just going to take up time.
And he's a backup dancer for her now. Like
a very busy dancer.
They're all in.
We'll do more of these throughout the show. We'll head into Pressure Cooker next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
This is Ice-T, repping Raising Cane's Iced Tea, the official iced tea of iced tea. Brewed throughout the day and perfectly poured over Cane's signature crushed ice makes Cane's Iced Tea the only iced tea as fresh as me. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Don't miss a minute of the action on the diamond with ESPN Bet. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities, including daily odds boost and home run specials all season long. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes Monster Energy and Red Bull and Gatorade and Body Armor. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
It's a Red, White, and Cool sale at Logan Services. Red hot savings up to $2,700 off a train system. And take advantage of 0% APR financing for 72 months. And pick one freebie for extra home comfort this summer. Plus, check out tax credits up to $2,600. With a system for every home and every budget, it's hard to stop a train. Find us online and book your free estimate now. Fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
Do you subscribe to the Fan's YouTube channel? Well, why not? Catch our best interview, Stupid Man and Bone videos, and live video of our shows as they happen.
You can participate in your neighborhood watch.
Search 971 The Fan and subscribe today.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Ohio's public schools are safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive, no exceptions. Thanks to the nearly 120,000 public school educators in the Ohio Education Association. We are dedicated professionals who deserve respect, a living wage, and a seat at the table when decisions are made. And we're using our united voice to demand the supports and resources our students need to succeed. Because in Ohio, public education matters.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looks like today we'll get up to about 86 degrees under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, look for a dry night with a low of 73. Saturday, look for showers and thunderstorms with a high of 83. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by United Dairy Farmers.
All right, this is when we throw players or teams or coaches or somebody into the pressure cooker for the weekend and see if they can handle it. Maddie, I'm going to start with MLB. And believe it or not, I'm going to go to the Yankees. Because in Aaron Boone's words, they got their teeth kicked in for a couple days at Citi Field against the Mets. And currently, they're down to what? Judge and Soto, it feels like. And that's it. Yep. They are collapsing right now in a weird way. They are no longer they're tied for first place now with the O's. The New York Yankees, while you were sleeping, have lost 4 in a row and are 2-8 in their last, actually 2-9 in their last 11.
Man, that sounds like a nap I want to take.
Yeah,
for that long over 4 days.
They allowed 21 runs in 2 games against the Mets. The rotation, I thought, for most of the year kind of covered for the pen. Now they're both struggling. And the offense isn't taking any pressure off the starters. Now, you love this because you're a Reds fan. I mean, you would take batting 249 as a team in a heartbeat.
And tomorrow.
And it isn't bad. But the pressure is on them now to flip the switch before the break. And like I said, suddenly the Yankees are 2-9 over their last 11 and are no longer sole owners of first place. And so I think they're going to feel a little pressure. They do go to Toronto, and then what happens? They welcome in your Redlegs to New York.
Here come the Reds, baby.
And by the way, the good news is they have a 3-game set at Baltimore right before the break. So I'm going to pull a pressure on the Yanks right now.
It's a good call, man. First guy for me, I'm going with a man that was born on February 8th, 1990. Clay Alexander Thompson. Clay and I have the same middle name, and we're both Aquarius. Interesting. My birthday's 7 days before. Clay, I'm putting you on the pressure list, and here's why. You got a big decision to make, big dog. You're going to stay in Golden State, or you're going to move on and close this door on Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Steve Kerr and the fans. You guys have had incredible moments. But last year, things got a little dicey, especially between Steve Kerr and Klay Thompson. Steve had to go to Klay and say, Klay, I think you're better suited to come off the bench. There's been reports here over the last couple of weeks that maybe that relationship isn't that good anymore. Klay, not as elite as he used to be, but last year, at this point in his career with a couple bad injuries, I think he'll take 18 points per game, 38% from 3 and 93% from the free throw line. There seems to be some contenders that want to acquire his services. The Denver Nuggets, the Philadelphia 76ers. A report out there, AR, that the Orlando Magic, a young team that's on the up and up, they're ready to throw a 2-year, $50 million deal at Klay. This is going to get interesting because I don't think Golden State is going to offer him that same type of contract. So, Klay Thompson, what are you going to do? You going to end the trio that has been dominant for years and go elsewhere, or are you going to come back, maybe have to eat a little humble pie, but also have a lighter bank account because Golden State doesn't seem to want to offer up big money. So Klay Thompson, he's on the pressure list.
All right, I like that one. I'm going to go with a recently turned 18-year-old named Macklin Celebrini. And he is a goal scorer. He is smart. He has skills. He's a locked number 1 tonight to the Sharks. He's out of Boston U. He's a Canadian. He's a future top-line centerman for sure. Might even be the most complete number 1 the scouts have ever seen, and we just keep seeing this year after year. Is he a better all-around center than Connor Bedard? Some people believe he is. That he plays like Sidney Crosby. Maybe could impact the game in all 3 zones, with or without the puck. Is there anything he can't do? Macklin Celebrini will be a tone setter for the Sharks. A foundational player. That's pressure. It is. And I know comparing him to those players and maybe the clone that they think he is in Jonathan Taves, some people think better offensively that, listen, Taves was the second youngest Conn Smythe winner ever and a guy who's named full captain in the NHL after 64 games. I'll put pressure on him in this regard. If he doesn't have his walk-up song be Return of the Mac, being Macklin Celebrini, I think it's a fail.
That'll work.
Could he go, from what my sources are telling me, Fleetwood Mac? with something from their little playlist possible. Either one of those, I think, will be a win. So look for and listen for that tonight when he gets taken number 1.
I'll be hoping for that right before the draft. There's a picture of him in a gas mask that comes out, so he slides to 4, and he can be a Columbus Blue Jackets. That's what I'm hoping for. Second candidate for me. Shout out to Larry Tulsa, by the way. I'm going into the world of Major League Baseball. And I want to talk about the Seattle Mariners offense. Julio Rodriguez, one of the best young stars in the game, but their offense stinks, and he's a part of it right now. The Mariners offense ranks 29th in Major League Baseball in batting average. They lead Major League Baseball in strikeouts with 838. And here's why this is a big deal. Because the Houston Astros, they are on their bumper. The Astros have won 7 in a row, and they're now only 4.5 games back in the AL West. Their pitching's elite. I mean, the Mariners lead all of baseball in quality starts, and they're 8th in team ERA. Julio Rodriguez and the boys got to get going. The Mariners offense is on the pressure list.
All right, I'm going to put a little pressure on the leader of the Rocket Mortgage in Detroit, Akshay Bhatia. He's at 13 under. We probably should have seen this coming. Matty, he's 22 years old. He's 6'1", 130 pounds.
Okay.
Like, you might blow away if it gets windy there.
A Caniac or something.
Last 3 tourneys, the Memorial Tourney, tied for 22nd. U.S. Open, tied for 16th. Travelers, tied for 5th. Get the direction he's going, and now he's leading. Should have seen this coming. He shot 64 at Rocket Mortgage in the first round, and he just shot 67 today. He's off the course. This feels like, well, a lot of people thought maybe a natural letdown spot for him. It's been anything but. So he contended. He missed cuts. He missed the cut in his only appearance there, but I'm putting him on the pressure list. It was a fun pick this week. He was 22-1 to win it, so people were backing Bhatia this week. Now he's in the lead, and he's in the lead by 2 shots going into the weekend. So Akshay Bhatia, it's your time to slam the door. You're on the pressure list.
Last candidate for me, bing bong. We're talking about the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks, AR, people have been bending the knee all week long based off of the activity that they've done. You know, we talked about the Mikal Bridges trade the other day, which I really liked. They gave up, 4 to 5 first-round picks for him. Then we found out the day after that, then one of your IU brothers and OG Anunoby, 5 years, $212 million. My goodness, I see you, OG, but now it's time to put up or shut up. Jalen Brunson, he's got all his boys over there. I think they're going to be really good, but you're starting to hear some takes out there like, oh, are they as good as the Celtics after what they've done? Tom Thibodeau, Jalen Brunson, everybody, now that you got the praise out of the way, it's time to get to work. That fan base we know is crazy. The expectation bar they raised after last year, and now they got to get to higher heights. So I'm going with the New York Knicks and putting them on the pressure list.
Very good. All right, up next, a little breaking news in recruiting for Ohio State in a big way. Bill Kurelic will jump on. He is the dean of OSU recruiting. He'll give you the details next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff, and I'm one of the owners of Tri-State Men's Health, where we treat men's sexual health issues here in our area. I say our area because I'm from here, and I'm proud that the practices in the Tri-State region are leading the charge against erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, and other conditions that affect a man's sexual well-being. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in dealing with these problems. For ED, we have a variety of treatment options and treatment combinations that if you're like most men, you will get your sex life back. And I can say this with all confidence as we have the protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. If you're suffering with the fatigue, low sex drive, bad sleep, brain fog, and other symptoms of low testosterone, our treatment plans are highly effective, with most men seeing significant changes in just a few weeks. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
This time of year in Central Ohio means severe weather season.
When dangerous storms can come out of nowhere.
And just seconds can make the difference.
Depend on the Doppler 10 weather team for the advance warning you need.
From tracking storms as they happen.
And warnings on your phone.
To alert days in the forecast. You'll have advanced warning, minutes, hours, and days ahead.
So before storms roll in,
turn to Central Ohio's weather leader, the Doppler 10 weather team.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Join all your hockey friends with a Blue Jackets draft special.
Friday, June 28th at 7 p.m.
What will the Jackets do with a fourth pick? How much money will Jody Shelley lose in Vegas? All the important questions will be answered. The Fan.
Whether you're popping the question or ready to say I do, there's only one true jeweler to shop for your one true love. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. As a true jeweler, we not only have luxury designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. For more than 75 years, our expert staff has been caring for couples just like you and providing the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. Visit the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center. The possibilities are endless.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When it comes to your roof, there's only one team to call, and that's the team at Newman Roofing. They're professionals. They'll be with you to support you throughout the whole process from the first phone call to the end. You'll work with their great team, so go check them out. Newman Roofing, the company you can trust. 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424. That's HUNK to 42424. Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Thoughtfully discussing the merits of home run ins frozen pizza. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, he's the dean of Ohio State recruiting for a long time. He does a phenomenal job, and his name is Bill Kurelic. Billy, welcome back to the program. How you been?
Doing well, I think. How are you?
Outstanding. We're thrilled to have you on the program because I think within the last hour, Ohio State did nail down a big defensive lineman from North Carolina. Give us the details. And where does this register on your little recruiting Richter scale?
Well, they did land Trajan Odom, defensive tackle, 6'4", 285, from Weddington High School in Matthews, North Carolina. He is one of Ohio State. He's been one of Ohio State's top defensive tackle targets. He is their first interior defensive line commitment, so that certainly is important because they won at least 2, possibly 3. And the schools that he committed to Ohio State over, he made official visits. He made one to UCLA, but I really never thought he was going to end up there. But then subsequently, after he visited Ohio State, he made official visits to Oregon and USC. And now in the kind of crazy world of Big Ten football, had he not gone to Ohio State, he would have been playing in the Big Ten against Ohio State at either USC or Oregon. So a big recruiting win for Larry Johnson. He's if you watch his video, you watch his film, he can be an impact-type defensive tackle.
Okay, Buckeye fans are going to like hearing that, Bill. Let's talk a little bit about Tavion St. Clair. As you know, Ohio State, they've had really good offenses over the last couple of years. C.J. Stroud goes on, leaves the Scarlet and Gray, and has a tremendous rookie season. Talk about this guy, because there seems to be a lot of hype around him based off of your history in doing this. Like, what type of guy do they have here at the most important position in Tavion St. Clair within this 25 class?
Well, for one thing, they've got a difference maker. I mean, Tavian is 6'4", 225 pounds, great arm, agile, runs well. He is a pass-first quarterback, a little bit along the lines of Joe Burrow in that, he's definitely a pass-first quarterback, but he absolutely can run. Ryan Day doesn't usually call on his quarterbacks to do that, but it's always great to have that ability, and absolutely Tavian has that ability to pull it down and even run when on predetermined called run plays. So just a great player. I think he is a very realistic candidate to end up as the number one player in the country in the class of 2025.
Impressive. Bill Kurelic, our guy, Dean of Ohio State Recruiting, Bucknuts.com, 247sports.com. If you're not on his site, you're making a mistake, especially if you're a Buckeye fan. I know we've all navigated the NIL world versus the old school recruiting, Billy, that you and I covered for so many years, and you still do. Can you give me your sense of how much impact that is making? I know every kid is different, every deal is different, but in landing a special talent, how much is this the NIL world versus the old school position coach selling the team, selling the program, selling the ability to win and flourish here?
Well, I think you hit it on the head when you said every kid is different. Now, having said that, if you're a big-time prospect, the NIL is a factor in your decision. It just is nowadays because of the landscape of college football. To what degree it's a factor, again, like you said, it differs for every kid. Some players have it very high on their list, some not so high, but it is a factor if you're a great player. And for the most part, Ohio State is only recruiting great players. So, it's something, too, that when it first came out, Urban Meyer said it's going to take 5 years to sort this whole thing out. And I don't think I know it's not completely sorted out even yet, but I think Ohio State has each year gradually done a better and better job of navigating and figuring out their NIL plan and all that. And I think that's really evident by the recruiting class they have right now. It's number one in the country. And, to be honest, right now it's not that close. Ohio State is number one in the country, and after them is Alabama. But there's a decent-sized difference right now between the two schools. Georgia's third. Notre Dame is fourth in our 247 Sports team recruiting rankings. So I just think Ohio State has done a great job of figuring out how to navigate the NIL waters. And also you look at what they did with their team this year. Getting all of those guys to come back, just about all of them. Obviously, Marvin Harrison was not going to come back, and he shouldn't have come back. And then Michael Hall didn't come back, and now he's a member of the Cleveland Browns. But save for those two, they got pretty much every single one of their guys back that they really focused on, and NIL is certainly a part of that.
No question. It looks like, on paper right now within this class, the defensive coaches have done a heck of a job because up top there's some good corners, there's good safeties. There just seems to be really guys right now that are focused in on Ohio State being a great defensive program, and that's going to be the expectation for this year's team as well. But just talk about Coach Knowles and some of these, Coach Walton and some of these assistants that have done a good job, it looks like right now, Bill, of bringing in some elite high school talent on the back end.
Yeah, they really have done a super job. When Jim Knowles came to Ohio State, it was pretty tough sledding for the very beginning as far as recruiting goes, because Ohio State, their defense just plain wasn't very good, or he wouldn't have been brought here to fix it. Players like to play in great defenses, and slowly but surely, not too slowly, but surely, he has transferred that defense into a very good defense, and that's really helped with their recruiting. And if you look down the line, with the players they have in this class, as you mentioned, it is a strong class as far as the people or players on the defensive side of the ball. They've got the number one and number two cornerbacks in the country, cornerbacks, Devin Sanchez and Naeem Offord. They've got the number 4 safety in the country in Fahim Delane. They've got they went down to Alabama and got Zion Grady, an edge. That was a big addition for Ohio State. Tarvis Alford, the linebacker. They've got another great edge in Zaire Mathis and London Merritt. So really, they've done just a great job. And then they've kept some big Ohioans at home. Cody Haddad and Eli Lee. Haddad, a safety, and Eli Lee, a linebacker from Hoban. Lee and Haddad is from Cleveland St. Ignatius. Keeping them at home was huge as well.
Billy, final one. I always want to keep an eye on the rival. The defending national champs had to start a new era with Sharon Moore. Where are they in recruiting right now in 2025 and moving forward?
Well, they have made a leap. If you would have looked at where they are or were in the rankings, say 3 weeks ago, they were in the 30s, 34, 33, right in that range as far as where they were in the country in the rankings. But they've gone on a little bit of a run of their own, and they're now up to 12 commitments and number 16 in the country. So it's a good class. It's certainly better than it looked a few weeks ago. It's not going to be anywhere near what Ohio State's class is when all is said and done, but they have made a bit of a comeback here.
All right. Well done, my man. Always appreciate talking to you. Keep on keeping on. You've done an incredible job over all these decades and wish you well. So we'll talk again soon. Thanks.
Really appreciate that, Anthony and Maddie. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, you too. Bill Kurelic, Dean of Ohio State Recruiting. He's been covering this program and the conference for 35-plus years. Bucknuts.com, 247sports.com.
Yeah, Bill's the man. AR, I'm so fascinated by what's going to unfold here at the quarterback position over the next year or two. Obviously, we'll be focused in on the whole Will and Devin situation when these guys get into camp not too long from now. But as far as when we turn the page, right, with Aaron Nolan and Lincoln and Julian Sand and Tavian St. Clair coming in, as you heard Bill hit him with some high praise. We had Tom Luganbill on one day when you were out, and he heaped a whole bunch of praise on him. It's going to be some very interesting decisions made, but more importantly, it seems like that room's going to be in good hands in the coming years, because no matter how it unfolds, it feels like Coach Day is going to have his hands on a potential dude at QB.
Yeah, they've done an incredible job right now. I mean, certainly you have to have 1 foot in and 1 foot in the future all the time in college football, but it just feels like the chips are in the middle this year, and whether they get paid off or not is yet to be seen. But you're right. I mean, the St. Clair question you asked him about, that dude, for him to say he could be number 1 overall, pretty massive.
Yeah, did some good stuff at that Elite 11 camp, too, so he's out there making a name for himself, that's for sure.
All right, when we come back, Buckeye Bulletin will stay with Ohio State. James Laurinaitis in studio yesterday with Mike, and he did talk about that losing streak to that team up north. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common Man has spent the past 18 years telling you how much he hates people. And yes, that probably means you, too. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Chops here. Did you know most Awaken 180 referrals come straight from doctors? That's right. From primary care to cardiologists, even orthopedic physicians, they're all seeing the results and recommending Awaken 180 as a safer alternative to medications. Why? Because it's not just about losing weight. It's about maintaining a healthy balance, especially that tricky GLP-1 hormone. Forget injections or daily pills. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 offers a proven non-medication solution that's doable. It's faster than meds, healthier than meds, and it is designed to keep your weight off. Just look at the numbers. 95 pounds gone for me, and I've kept it off. 50 for Austin Ward in just 10 weeks, and Scotty Vegas dropped 45. So if your doc is nudging you towards another prescription, ask about swapping those injections for GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180. Trust me, it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. I'm still receiving their free support for life. Visit awaken180weightloss.com today. Doctor recommended, Chops approved.
Listen up, gamers. Mountain Dew has always been your go-to for a refreshing citrus kick. Now it's also your go-to for gaming rewards. With Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards, you just look for codes under the caps of specially marked 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew. Enter those codes online to bank points, and then redeem them for awesome gaming gear. Everything from gift cards, game copies, controllers, consoles, custom Mountain Dew gaming gear, and more. Join Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards now.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at mountaindewgaming.com and 2525. Voter prohibited.
Common
Lawn Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If you listen to my show every day, congratulations, you're getting the best. Now I want you to drive the best. But unlike the lie I told before, Jermaine Lexus really is the best. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is fabulous. They want to make you a customer for life. Right now, rates are as low as 1.9%. Lease payments are as low as $489 a month. And the Memorial Courtesy vehicles are now on the lot. Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh, yeah. That definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait. I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give MVP's Pro Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not an MVP's Pro Rewards member? Join today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, a little Buckeye Bulletin time. James was in on Conman and T-Bone yesterday.
He blamed you, by the way, for his jersey getting removed when we were walking out. He said it was Rothman's fault. Were you up to something?
No, I thought I was like his best advocate at that point, unless he thought I stole it to put it in my charity golf outing, which I did not.
Oh, man.
I didn't even want, by the way, I could have even insulted him more, and this wouldn't have been lying, and I could have said, you know, honestly, I don't even remember you having a jersey or a picture in here.
Yeah, that would have been tough. But it was definitely
in here. Which I don't.
It was definitely in here. And so they got rid of James, his jersey, but kept AJ. And AJ was here for a short period of time doing a show with you the offseason with Brady Quinn, yourself, and number 47. But that jersey still hangs up, which is weird because James put in more time at the Fan than AJ did. So I don't know who made that call. But somebody's got some explaining to do to
where is it?
It may be in a man cave somewhere. Maybe somebody took it. You know what? Maybe somebody put it in their basement somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, I think James said two things. That AR probably took it, and why aren't there more pictures of Carpenter in here? He only gets one?
Oh, man. It was good to see him yesterday. It was really good to see him. Obviously, we'd see him every day, you know, back in the day a couple of years ago. But,
by the way, he crushed the over on Arrival.
He did.
We set it at 2:30 and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He didn't even make 2:45 and a half.
No,
not at all. So much for arriving to a show. And do we know what the real rule is here now? or what it was. Wasn't there that like soft rule that if you were co-hosting or filling in or anything that you needed to be inside the building, was it 60 minutes before the show?
I want to say a 30-piece. They wanted us at
30?
They wanted us at Jack's place at, at least 30 minutes.
So if you're hosting Morning Juice, you'd have to be in by 5:30?
Yeah, I don't think the rules should apply to Beamer and Bobby.
And then...
That's tough.
All right. I don't know. I think that's in the rules now. I don't know if the rules are enforced.
Well, you try. Why don't you break it and find out?
Well, Laurinaitis, you've already had one demerit. You showed up late.
Listen, James could have did whatever he wanted. James could have showed up at 2:59 yesterday. Nobody would have said a dang thing to him.
And jumping in the middle of the first segment.
Exactly.
He did talk about the CB set this up for me on the Michigan deal.
Yeah, so basically he's talking about what eats at him from last year's game and then how they prepare for the upcoming game this season.
The thing that disappoints me, in the former player mindset is, they got the ball with 8 minutes something to go. We could have stopped them 3 and out. They got a first down on a simple stick route. We ended up getting the ball back, but it was a minute and something left, right? And they got a field goal out of that drive. And you're like, if you just get the ball back in that 3 and out, that's the job of the defense. When your number is called, it doesn't matter what situation you're put in. You got to figure out a way to get it back. And you got to rise up for that just one play. And we didn't do it. So that's been a big focus, not only as a team, but also like defensively. It's like Coach Knowles hits it all the time. Like, we can't. That's the hardest thing is you got to stay urgent in that mission. And so there's random times, man, during spring ball where I would just start the meeting off with how many days. And that's it. You just ask the room, how many days? And one of the guys will know. My meeting room is right. You walk right by that wall where the clock is. But you ask randomly because it's so easy just to be like, you know what, I'm going to show up to work today. I'm going to get a workout in. I'm going to get through this practice. Not really attacking game. I'm just going to get through it. And be like, oh, yeah, we care about that game, but it'll come. It'll get there. No, how many days? How many days is it? And then you just constantly refresh their minds and just show the importance of it. Or sometimes what you do is you'll show, like, I'll pull up a picture of, like, 2016 or 06, and I'll just show the field, covered in scarlet and gray, and people can't move anywhere, right? And I'm like, that's the vision that we got to have. Games in our house. Like, that's got to be the end result that we got to start putting in your minds right now.
So there's a lot there, and I'm glad the ownership it's not what happened to us, it's what we could have done to win that game. Nobody has to be reminded this is the first time Ohio State has lost 3 straight to Michigan since the 90s, 95, 96, 97. So we knew that they had the defense to beat a non-explosive Michigan team. They lost in 21 when they were out physicaled, we thought. They lost in 22 when they were lost defensively. I know you can add the Connor Stallions effect, of course. But they never had the lead. And the two most important things, what else he had in there, which is that they nearly chewed up that 7 minutes on that final drive. We got to get the ball back. Was they won the rushing battle. They did. And they won the turnover battle with a couple key picks. And the other one, the one that iced the game. And the fact that they converted every fourth down. I don't like that, James. Like, what about those fourth downs that Michigan converted? They converted all 3. They went 3 for 3. And guess what Ohio State did? They never even tried to go for anything on fourth down. And then their kicker was 3 for 3 and made a 50-yarder. The special teams was a joke.
Not good last year.
They averaged what? 52 yards a punt. Ohio State was like 37. So there were things within that game for me that defined rivalry. Special teams. Toughness, rushing battle, turnovers, you name it. Everything we talk about that's keys to winning or losing a game, they were on the wrong side of.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I love that, James, and I'm sure he's not the only assistant over there that is constantly throwing out those reminders or finding different ways to motivate his guys. I think that's the job of a coach is not come in with the same message every day. And you heard him, kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit. And I think that's awesome. These players know what time it is. They know. The fan bases know. Everybody knows where we're at, as you said, with this rivalry. But I think the veteran leadership that's going to be displayed within that locker room and out there on the field this year is going to keep everybody on the same page of saying, yes, we can keep that in our focus a little bit. But in order for that game to really pay off the way we want it to, we got to get there with a pretty clean slate. Yeah, you got wiggle room this year with the playoff, but I think that's going to be, one of the beauties of this year's team. The talent's really good. We know that. But on both sides of the ball, you got dudes that can keep people in check. And I think sometimes you need that within your locker room. And Coach Laurinaitis, as a former player himself, can continue to infuse that message to his guys day in and day out. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they're not affected by what's going on in the last few years, then they got the wrong guys. And they don't. They're wired to get this thing right, and they've got the talent to get it right. And then can they match the moment of getting it right? Then it's arriving on that day and be able to play with that kind of pressure of knowing, okay, now we've arrived here. And so there's a lot there, and everybody knows it, and that's what's going to make this season fun, exciting, dramatic, anxious, whatever. And we'll be on the ride with all of you.
No doubt.
All right, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. We get to the top of the hour, Sports Center update here with the Bake Show, and then we get into the NHL Draft. Jackets still picking fourth, at least for now, and the legend Rick Nash will jump on from Vegas in the next segment, so stick close. Rothman and Ice from The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Big things are happening on the east side.
We're ready to deal. Come negotiate during May's Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda. Lower payments, better financing, more value for any trade. Shop lindsayhonda.com and see new Hondas with thousands in savings plus many other deals. We'll work hard to get you a payment you can afford. Now during May Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-294-6720. 800-294-6720. Again, that's 800-294-6720. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
This is Ice-T, repping Raising Cane's Iced Tea, the official iced tea of iced tea. Brewed throughout the day and perfectly poured over Cane's signature crushed ice makes Cane's Iced Tea the only iced tea as fresh as me. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Open your door to a beautiful Nature Stone basement floor. This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone. June only, we're making huge deals for Dad with savings up to 50% off any basement or indoor floor. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Larry Johnson continues to get big-time recruits. He added another one today as 4-star defensive tackle Trajan Odom has committed to Ohio State. Odom from North Carolina is 6'4", 285 pounds, and the number 31 D lineman in the country. Round 1 of the NHL Draft tonight at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The Blue Jackets, who hold the number 4 pick, could be the center of the hockey universe, according to Elliot Friedman. So make sure you listen to our draft coverage beginning at 7 with Bob McElligott, Dylan Tyre, and Jody Shelley. Former CBJ winger Cam Atkinson has been put on waivers by the Philadelphia Flyers for the purpose of a buyout. The Reds in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals at 8:15. The Guardians in Kansas City at 8:10. This one's sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, back at it. Final hour of the program. Huge night. NHL drafts are big, especially big when you're picking 4th overall currently like the Jackets are. The man on the line right now knows all about being emotionally and physically ready to go to the NHL level, and he became a legend here in Columbus. He's our guy, Rick Nash, and I believe you're probably not in the Sphere right now, but how does it feel out there?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot out here. We've been battling the weather for the last few days, but we've been inside and having a lot of meetings. But there's a buzz around the city, and it should be a great setup at the Sphere. We'll see it in about. We'll head over in about a couple hours here.
Yeah, this isn't your old school draft, right? There are going to be a lot of effects. It's going to be amazing. I was in there during Super Bowl week for the U2 concert. I've seen some pictures now, Rick. It looks amazing. Let me take you back, as long as I just mentioned it. You were either 17 or just turned 18. You can correct me when you got drafted number 1 overall in 2002. How old were you?
Yeah, I think I turned 18 on June 16th, and the draft was on the 22nd.
Wow. So when they talk about these guys being physically and emotionally ready, what do you remember from that time? Physically, you probably felt more than ready. Emotionally, did you feel ready? The nerves of draft night.
Yeah, you know what? I think I was at about 180 pounds then, and I remember talking to Doug McLean in the interview room the night before, and he asked me if I was ready, and I think I was ready to play in Columbus. I think the city was ready for me to have a 1st overall pick come in, so I think we kind of it worked out for both of us. Now, was I mentally ready? That's a great question. You have to grow up so fast, and I've told the story a few times, but I remember sitting there, living at Easton and getting ready to purchase a house and going through mortgage rates and working on insurance details. And I remember calling my high school buddies back home and asking them what they were up to, and they were headed off to a huge college party. So, mentally, you have to grow up fast. You're 18 years old, but you're playing against men every other night and travel in North America playing a game that you love.
We're kind of sticking with that. How long did it take for both things to click, both, the physical part and the mental part, throughout your career, the early portion of that? When did you feel like, hey, I've really got a pretty good grab on, what it takes to play at this level?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would probably say it was a few years in, where your weight kind of caught up to you, and I passed 200 pounds and understood the game. Unfortunately, it was right when a lockout started, and you kind of missed the season and went over to Europe and played. But it did take a little time to figure out the NHL game and just to grow into your body at the same point. 18, you're still a kid. And, you haven't fully matured yet. So it did take a couple of years.
All right. So, listen, I know that these prospects are highly touted. Looks like really high defenseman top. I'm not going to grill you on prospects here, but give our Blue Jacket fans listening a taste or a sense of need and fit and want and all that in maybe the Blue Jackets' mind. I know you can't tip a lot of the big hand here, but where do you see this need equaling what they want tonight and all that, and where it fits at number 4?
Yeah, you know what? We're obviously going to have to see what the a few teams ahead of us do, and that can kind of dictate our direction a little bit, depending on what happens. But, it's an exciting time for the Jackets right now. You never want to be this high in the draft, but that's the reality of it. And we have some good prospects in the system, which I'm sure, fans don't want to keep hearing that. They want to win, but, this is the process that we're going through, and it should be interesting tonight. It seems like, consensus around the hockey world is everyone kind of knows who's going to be number one. And then after that, it's going to be very interesting. So we're looking forward to it as well to see what happens. But, there's some good players in this draft. So it's going to be a fun night.
You know the ins and outs of this because you've been through it and you've been around it your whole life. How much information can a team uncover? And they're always going to ask. Caden Lindstrom is the center, Medicine Hat, WHL kid, really highly touted, an 18-year-old, and he's had some injuries. He's got a back issue, and nobody really believes it's going to be a lingering issue, but you don't know. How confident does a team get to? Do they get to the point where they get everything they need from medicals, or is that kind of how does that happen when a team needs to, we like a guy, but we want to know everything about his medical, how much is private versus what they can find out?
Yeah, well, I think the NHL has some rules in that the teams are made sure that they know everything. These top picks are too valuable not to know the ins and outs of the players' history, and you got to give a lot of credit to the scouts too. I mean, we have 20 some odd scouts traveling the world following these 17-year-old kids and trying to get to know them. As you said, every ins and outs you can think of. So whether that's on character, on health, on on their physical needs, and then they're trying to project these guys, which is probably the hardest job in sports, is to try to project a 17-year-old and where he's going to be when he's 23, 24. So the information is all there, and we go through everything, and our staff go through everything. So we try not to leave anything unanswered and any question marks. And in saying that, you can go through the analytics of the draft, and there's a lot of picks that don't pan out and don't project the way you see it. So it's always a fun time around the draft, and it's also interesting to see what other teams do and where they project some of the players, and then you put them against your own projections.
So you come out of last year's draft with Adam Fantilli picking, very high there, and there seems to be some promise there, Rick, and some excitement around him based off of some of the fans that, I've talked to and we've talked to. What do you like about Adam Fantilli's game, and, what do you see his future looking like here in Columbus?
Yeah, we had Adam obviously high on our list, going into the draft, and we're very excited to get Adam. We project him to obviously be a huge part of the Blue Jackets moving forward. I think we got a little taste of it last year before his injury, where he started to really find his move, and spending some time with him in the spring. He's excited to get back on the ice. So, last year's draft was a big moment for our organization to get Fantilli, and we obviously project him to be a huge part of the Blue Jackets moving forward.
Where do you think we are? Kind of what's your confidence level in the centerman depth and where they are right now, and even a kid like Voronkov, big kid, also where you see him fitting?
Yeah, it's funny. It's a huge topic to get those top centermen. You look around the league, and not many are traded for. You might have a chance at some at 28, 20, 27 when they become unrestricted free agents, but then you're paying a big price tag for them. So I feel like that we believe we have to grow within down the center of the depth chart, and obviously we have Boone, who's been playing center for us, and Voronkov and Fantilli and Sillinger, and Ken Johnson played some center before he went to Michigan. So there's a lot of question marks there with Ken if he's going to play center. But with the centerman in the draft, we'll have to see what happens. But on our depth charts, we know what we have, and we do feel that we have to grow those guys within to become top centers, because it's such a huge part of the organizations. And you look at the teams that just played in the finals, and they're deep down the middle.
So the franchise is now on the hunt, again, for another head coach. And Rick, I just want to ask you this, just based off of your experience, both as a player and now in the role that you're in, what are some traits that you think makes a strong head coach in the National Hockey League?
Yeah, unfortunately, I had my fair share of a lot of different head coaches through my years in Columbus and New York, and finishing in Boston. So I feel like from my personal experience, you know what works in the NHL, and you also look at our history in Columbus, and you kind of see the years that we had success, and whether it's under a coach like Ken Hitchcock or John Tortorella. It's interesting to see what works best with a younger team that you need some players to develop still too, and some young picks that will be coming in. So I think it's a fine balance of a coach that's going to hold guys accountable. It's going to have a lot of structure. I think players these days, and athletes these days in all sports are relationship based. They want to know the why. They're looking for direction. So I think that's what will make a good coach. And I think we have had some good coaches over the last years, put in tough spots. And, it's just the reality of the business. But, we look forward as an organization, and on our next hire, we're going to try to bring in the right person to get the best out of our players.
Rick Nash with us. 61 is in the rafters on Nationwide, and for great reason. And he's with us now talking about the Jackets tonight. Certainly another regime change, like Maddie said, and Don Waddell comes in. And just give me your overall feeling of just the freshness of it, the kind of whatever rebirth needs to happen here. I know we've thrown out retool versus rebuild and all that. How aggressive do you feel the new GM will be tonight?
Yeah, I think Don's going to want to come in and put an imprint on the organization on his views, and I think it's important that we have someone from the outside that's kind of been against the Blue Jackets for so many years, and we get a fresh take and a fresh breath of fresh air to come in and lead us. So everything's good. Everything's been great with Don. For myself. Personally, I got to learn a lot of some good GMs at the World Championships a month ago, and now another great opportunity to work with Don. So, we'll see what happens tonight and over the next week with free agency coming up. But my impression is whenever you get a new GM coming into an organization, is they want to have their print on it moving forward, and we'll see what happens. But I can't stress of the internal excitement and optimism with having Don Waddell here.
All right, before I let you go, retell me the story of right before the draft. Is it true that when McLean said to you, "Hey, are you going to be there at 3," that you said no, and if you want me, you better come up and get me?
Well, I think you guys included, and I think all of Columbus knows my personality well enough, and I don't think it was quite said like that. How Doug explains the story, and it was along the lines of will you be there at 3? And then I remember it like it was yesterday, and I told Doug, I said I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball, so I'll be there at 3, but. The only thing I do know is that I think Columbus is the perfect fit. You guys drafted Rusty Klesla, Pascal Leclerc, and you guys haven't drafted a forward yet. And, the other teams being Atlanta and Florida has already drafted forwards. So that's how the conversation went. I think Doug's story is probably better for the media saying you better trade up and get me. But, it went down as Columbus would be the perfect fit, and that's what I hope happens.
That's all right. Yes, and that sounds more like you, especially 18-year-old you. So good stuff, Rick. Always great to catch up with you, and hope it goes very well tonight. I know it'll be exciting, so good luck. Enjoy yourself. Stay cool out there, and hopefully it'll turn out great. Thanks.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Yep, Rick Nash, the legend, 61 in the rafters. Yeah, I remember because, I was covering that, and the story kind of went, Maddie, that Doug McClain asked him, he dropped that line on him and said, no, I'm not going to be there. You want me? Move your butt up to 1, right? And all that, which is what happened.
Let's wreck this league like Johnny?
Well, no, yeah, it's just not Rick to say that. And but there is some poetic license, the drama. Now, years later, kind of the story, it's the fish story, becomes bigger and bigger. And I remember McClain saying something to the effect of, that I got out of that meeting with Nash, and I went into the room and I just said, boys, holy, we got to do something. Like, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love stories like that. He mentioned the heat out there right now.
It's like $110, right? Something like that.
They got a $105 today.
It's up there.
I mean, we're talking into next Sunday, 109, 110, 107.
It's a dry heat.
Woo. Good luck, Rick. Good luck. They got work to do tonight, but I hope they're staying hydrated because that's nothing to play with.
No. All right. When we come back, little pre-snap read for you. We'll get into that next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Attention, boating enthusiasts. Bennington Factory demonstration models are at Buckeye Lake Marina. These exclusive demo units are loaded with the features built to dazzle at shows and exhibits. And guess what? They're all brand new with a full warranty. Some have never even touched the water. Hold on to your mooring ropes because we're offering dock-shaking discounts up to $40,000 only at Buckeye Lake Marina. These deals are hotter than the summer sun and won't last long. Visit Buckeye Lake Marina and make your dream boat a reality today. BuckeyeLakeMarina.com, where your adventure begins.
Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply. Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and here's to Ohio Mulch celebrating 40 years of making the community a greener and more beautiful place, one garden at a time. Don't miss out on the opportunities to elevate your outdoor space and to be part of a journey towards the next 40 successful years. Check out our promotions online at OhioMulch.com. Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply. Cleaner, greener, better.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Big things are happening on the east side.
We're ready to deal. Come negotiate during May's Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda. Lower payments, better financing, more value for any trade. Shop lindsayhonda.com and see new Hondas with thousands in savings, plus many other deals. We'll work hard to get you a payment you can afford. Now, during May Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details. Want to see some football players try to play softball? Join us for Schmidt's Cardale Jones Charity Softball Game.
Why picnic when you can Schmidtnick? And presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. The Fan.
At Hollywood Casino Columbus, you're always in the driver's seat. Don't miss our $50,000 trucker cash giveaway at Hollywood Columbus. Pick between driving off in a brand new 2025 Ram 1500 or $40,000 in Penn slot play or $30,000 in cash. Grand prize awarded on Saturday, June 29th. Earn entries on your slot and table gameplay all month long. For more information, visit HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
I've always wanted 3 kids. I came from a family of 3 kids, and I started picturing having 3 car seats in the back of my truck.
That's Megan, Wisconsin native, working mom of 2, and lifelong conservative. Megan never thought she would get an abortion until a diagnosis late in her pregnancy changed everything.
Doctors told us our baby had no chance to survive. And because of Wisconsin's abortion ban, I would be forced to carry my baby for months, knowing he would die. It felt like a bad dream. It felt like a bad dream.
To get the care she needed, Megan had to leave the state. And now if senators in Washington pass a national abortion ban, families like Megan's will have nowhere to turn.
These decisions should be made privately amongst women and their families. And government should have no say in that. No senator in Washington should support a national abortion ban.
Paid for by Free and Just. Visit freeandjust.us to learn more.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy today with a high of 86. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 73. Tomorrow, look for showers and thunderstorms with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
A little pre-snap read for you, but first, Bet365.
Because at Bet365, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do ordinary, and you can see for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. You got your eye on anything good today?
Well, I think I got the K's yesterday again, so I think I'm going to go back to the well on that, and I'm going to go to the... Where's this game? Looking for my boy. Oh, yeah. Phillies Marlins. And I'm going to go with Christopher Sanchez. And his over-under on strikeouts is 5.5. The over is a pretty big underdog.
Okay.
At plus 125. I have him on my fantasy team, and he's taking on the Marlins. I feel like that's some value. I wouldn't mind dipping my toe in the water on there, Maddie. Let me give you his Ks. Well, he's 4.5, so yeah, he's all over the board. 4.5, 2.37, 2.855. Yeah, feels like the under may be the play there. All right, so we'll switch it up now looking at that, and I'll ride with Vegas on that and take the under on those Ks on Sanchez.
All right, cool. I'm going with my guy Spencer Steer. He hit a dinger yesterday in St. Louis. 2 out of the last 3 games. He's had a couple hits in both. I'm looking at his total bases tonight at 1.5, and I like the juice on the plus 125 for the over. So give me the over for Spencer Steer's total bases against the St. Louis Cardinals. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app. Today, 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Speaking of that, I did watch... You told me to watch the new Hunger Games. I did.
What'd you think? A prequel?
The snakes and the...
Yeah, that's the prequel. A little history lesson there. You see your boy Tyrion Lannister in there?
I did. What happened? I don't want to give it away, but something happened at the end there. He was all...
Yeah, he was all jacked up.
Emotional.
He was all jacked up there.
Some people, I didn't know it was a prequel. I was just kind of watching it, and it was entertaining.
Yeah, that's like one of the first Hunger Games ever. You know? Not as much technology as we see now. You know, for some people, I think they didn't like it. Was a little too musical-ish. A lot of singing going on.
She was a singer, yeah.
But the history of, like, who she's attached to and who he was attached to is what made it so good. So
why did he go so nuts in that movie?
Well, he's kind of... See, I don't want to give away too much, but it ties into a villain now and in the most recent Hunger Games.
Was it like old school, loved her so much he just kind of snapped, or what? Like a controlling thing? What's the deal there?
That may be fair to say. I think that may be fair to say, but I think. See, you're right. I don't want to spoil it because it's relatively new, but I thoroughly enjoyed it because, like, have you watched all of the new ones? The first two and both Mockingjays? That's probably why it didn't hit for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them all. I thought this was a newer one.
No, it is a newer one, but I'm saying, like, you really locked into the first four to get, like, probably the details of.
Yeah.
That's why it probably didn't really hit for you.
Just watching for the entertainment value. I can't
watching for people getting cut in half.
That's trying to get out of, like, things, right?
Exactly. Not getting your head beat in. That's
but finding places to either hide or hold out or
so you don't
get a little bird's eye view.
People die.
Yeah.
Oh man, CB, have you seen the most recent Hunger Games?
I haven't seen any Hunger Games.
Oh,
that's an upset.
Okay, it is a bit of an upset.
Yeah. I'm in the process of starting shows or movies that are popular that I never got behind. So I'm in the middle of Breaking Bad right now, and I'm loving every second of it.
Oh my goodness!
Wait a minute.
Okay,
we got to talk about this.
Maddie and I, this could be where he and I are in lockstep. We've loved it. I mean, you know how much I beat down people that want to try to sell me the Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Get out of here.
Give me a break. I know his character is good, but you can't make it's just not even close. CB, I binge watched that as well. I didn't watch it as it was airing originally.
Oh yeah, I'm 2.5 seasons into this, and it's just like I started mid last week.
What is your episode per day count at? Because I was at a good 3 or 4, maybe 3.5.
Oh yeah, 4. When I'm really going, it's about 3 or 4.
That's
Easy.
how you got to do it. That's
unbelievable.
Where you at on a Jesse Pinkman right now? What's your vibe on him?
So I'm at the point where they had just started the real operation with the upgraded facilities.
Mm-hmm.
It feels wishy-washy. Like one day you're in and 1 minute you're out because he goes back to his old ways. I think at this point I'm in where they are now, but knowing how he's been, I'm sure I'll be out here soon.
Oh, you're in for a wild ride, big dog. Just buckle up and enjoy it. It's an all-timer right there. All-timer.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's great. It's dramatic. It's anxious. You're going to have a...
I started Better Call Saul, AR, and it just...
Slow.
Just didn't hit for me.
It's fine.
But people swear by it.
Because they like him. And he's very likable in that role.
He is.
But you can't relate it to what we saw with Tuco and Gus and everything else.
Don't say too much, big dog.
Well, just naming characters.
Don't say too much.
Just naming characters.
I'd hate for anything to get spoiled.
I do know those two by this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
You know.
I'm not going to tell him what happens or anything. I'm just naming the cast, basically.
There's nothing like when you watch a series for the first time and you get those jaw-dropping moments. Yeah. Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, The Wire. Like, when some of that stuff pops off, you're just like, oh, I see why this is considered one of the best ever. And Breaking Bad's one of those.
Yeah.
But maybe you know what, AR? You and I need to back off our take on Better Call Saul not being on the same level because I haven't watched it.
I watched it.
Start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll roll with you then.
No, there were moments that felt Breaking Bad-ish. There were.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing like Todd and the stuff that we experienced in Breaking Bad. Hank, of course.
Hank.
I mean, it's just... it's unreal.
God. Yeah, really, CB, I can't wait for you to finish, to really get this.
Might be the best show ever created.
Woo.
Pretty close.
There's a take on a Freaky Friday.
I mean, you're sending me to the desert island, and I can only bring one catalog.
You're taking
Sopranos, Breaking Bad. Like, you start going through them in my mind.
It's
maybe I could go comedy also, right?
That'll work. Little Seinfeld, the whole catalog.
You could bring the whole thing. You're on the desert island. The only thing you have is the ability electronically to watch these over and over and over again. Depending on, would you rather be in a fun mood, or whether you're just going all the way?
For me, it's probably Thrones.
Thrones would be good.
Thrones just. Dracarys
right there.
All over the place.
All right. We will come back with our boy Jensen Lewis. We're going to toss some chin music. A little hiccup. Maybe a very underrated, critical start tonight We'll ask him about it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for my guys and gals at Valley Ford of Columbus. If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle without breaking the bank, then you need to get to Valley Ford of Columbus because they've got a great selection of certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage cars, trucks, and SUVs waiting for you. One of the big keys to Valley's success is satisfied customers like me. I've bought a pre-owned Ford Explorer from Valley. Our family loves it. And the selection and savings on certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicles at Valley is outstanding. You can shop them online, valleyfordofcolumbus.com, or you can just stop in and see the value there. Plus, every certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicle with a blue or gold certification features a minimum 139-point inspection. And they're backed by a 14-day or 1,000-mile money-back guarantee. That's right. They stand behind every one of them with a money-back guarantee. Go to Valley for a test drive or at least look at them online, valleyfordofcolumbus.com. Get the better deal and keep on trucking at Valley Ford of Columbus today.
Vehicle must be returned within 14 days, 1,000 miles, whichever comes first from the original sales date and mileage is stated on bill of sale, and return in same condition as sold. Other restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
When you have to stop but don't really want to, stop at BP. Because BP has everything you need to keep it going. Fuel to keep the adventures going. The BP Me app to keep the savings and the commutes going. Snacks and drinks to keep the crew going. And the BP Me Rewards Visa to keep the rewards going and going and going. A stop at BP isn't a stop at all. Keep it going.
It's time that we face the facts when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. It exists to save and heal lives. It's a way to look out for one another, to continue a legacy and give the gift of a fuller future, the gift of life.
But what about the barriers around organ donation?
Cost, age, religion, race, or health status are not factors that can get in the way. All it really takes is one epic yes. Register today to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at donatelifeohio.org.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Sunday morning at 9 on The Fan.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
Whether it's a walk-off granny or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 and older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
In a world without Mountain Dew, life would be pretty dull. So grab yourself a Mountain Dew and get that incomparable blast of neon citrus flavor. Hey, if you're not having an outrageously good time, you're not drinking Dew. Do the Dew.
Hey, Ohio! Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair, July 24th through August 4th. Experience the food, entertainment, animals, shopping, rides, and more. July 24th through August 4th. Tickets on sale at ohiostatefair.com.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
All right, he's our guy, Jensen Lewis, dancing all over the network now, doing his thing. Proud of the young man. Proud of the young Vandy boy. Vandy boy makes good. All right, he's with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems bullpen phone. Outstanding to have you, my man. How you feeling?
All good, boys. A fun little trip yesterday to Secaucus and getting to meet some of the boys there. So, yeah, it's all it's cracked up to be, fellas. So hopefully the first of many to come.
Out there in Secaucus. Leave them out there in the weeds in Secaucus. Leave the gun, take the cannolis. 51 up, 28 down, 7 up on the Twins. Feeling pretty good. But I do notice here that Sticks McKenzie is going to start tonight. And so we've seen 2 straight games now where he can't get past the 3rd inning. I think he leads the AL in walks. I'm not positive on that. I'll take a look. But is this a fairly critical start for him tonight?
Yeah, I would agree. And you mentioned the walks. I think that if you're looking to get some coin on the game tonight, that would definitely be something I would look at. Just the command has not been consistent for him, and there's relative patience within this Kansas City Royal lineup. So I think the number's at 2.5. The over there might be a play for you if you're looking at it tonight. But yeah, I think just in the grand scheme of things, it's not just the command, but it's the home runs too. And I think that's probably the most frightening thing, is that you would think that there would be some positive regression for him, but you look at just the starts overall for the season. I think it's 17 homers he's given up in 15 starts, and they can come in bunches too. At one point, at a 3-start stretch there to end May, start June, he gave up 8 in 15 in the 3rd inning. So 4 walks last time, 4 walks the start before that. He's really got to be in the strike zone tonight if they're going to get the equalizer in this series.
J-Lou, to me, it seems like one of the strengths of this Guardians team this year is their ability to squeeze the game. And you know very well what it takes to have a good bullpen, right? And that seems to be the case with Cleveland. Just talk about that and maybe the pressure an opposing offense feels where, hey, it may be 5th, 6th inning, and if we're not, in the lead, the game could be a wrap.
Yeah, and Matty, it's a great analogy, and as far as shortening the game goes, again, ironically, they play the Royals in Game 2 of the series tonight. If you guys remember, in the mid-2010s, when the Royals went to back-to-back World Series, it was Calvin Herrera, it was Wade Davis, and Greg Holland, the big 3 there. It was basically a 6-inning game. And that's how they were able to really be able to string together a lot of victories. Similar things can be said, Matty, in relation to this Guardian club, because Class A, best closer in the league. And then you can go a plethora of ways. You can go Hunter Gaddis. You can go Cade Smith, Scott Barlow, who closed out the other night on Monday, knowing that Class A was going to be down. And then you've got 2 hard-throwing lefties, 2 different arsenals there in Sam Hedges and Tim Herron. So to go 6 deep, fellas, with relative ease, and Pedro Avila, their long guy, he's got, 18 1/3 straight scoreless innings right now. They're not severely overworked, but it's definitely a group that has allowed a little bit of wiggle room with this starting rotation thus far.
He is Jensen Lewis with us as we toss some chin music. We've talked about the Guardians and where they are. I want to get your feeling on the managerial impact. I know it's different because, listen, it's not like football where these guys are calling plays all the time. Give me your sense of the impact of a baseball manager, specifically the guy you have.
Well, I think the thing that stands out, and I said it in the network yesterday, AR, was that everyone comes to the ballpark each day and legitimately feels like they'll be in the game. And the way that he's used his bench in particular, I don't know if he's gone through an entire game where guys have been untouched. He's been pinch hitting. He's been pinch running. He's been putting guys out for defense every night. So you come to the ballpark feeling like you're an immediate piece of the puzzle in some way or fashion. And I think that's unique for him in year 1 and having never done this at any professional level. The other side of it is trust, right? And this was a huge part overall of why they wanted to go with him, because of the relatability from just being a few years removed from actually playing the game himself. So much easier to buy in, fellas, as we well know, with someone who has done what you're trying to do before and has experience And there's just, I think, a lot of buy-in from all these guys. And when you win this way, it's easy to buy in, too, because he obviously knows what he's doing.
So the other day, J. Lou, I started the show with, I'm starting the Jose Ramirez AL MVP campaign, and Aaron Judge must have been listening because he said, here you go, Matty Ice. Here's another dinger. This dude's got 30 home runs. AR brought up a good point earlier. The Yankees are slipping and slide right now a little bit, but just like Aaron Judge, is he human, J. Lou?
I asked John Heyman yesterday, and even Ron Darling, and of course they just had the Subway Series, and for their money, and Ronnie, John Heyman even said it, Aaron Judge is the best player in the world when he's healthy. And right now, that argument still holds. But what's truly unique, and we just played the Orioles, is Gunnar Henderson leads all of baseball and wins above replacement. And I know that's a lot of analytics portion there of the crowd that watches and says, okay, well, Gunnar's 1, Aaron Judge is 2. They're the only 2 players right now with a WAR over 5, and more so over 5.5. Judge at 5.6, Henderson at 6.0. What'll be unique, Matty, is if Judge and Soto continue on this pace, you're going to have voters that maybe split, and it may work to get back to your Jose Ramirez campaign idea. It may be the way to shoot the gap there because some voters may go with Soto, some may go with Judge, and it may come down to Gunnar. And if the Guardians keep on winning, you would imagine Jose is a huge reason why. That'll be a fascinating ballot to look at once the results are tallied to see if indeed it's, let's say it's Gunnar and Judge and Soto, or it's Gunnar, Judge and Ramirez to be the final 3. I'll be fascinated to see how that vote tally ends up getting split if those 4 names are the top 4 in that race.
One of the great stories, I think, in baseball, especially with the Guardians, is Stephen Kwan. And, I mean, the fact that he's flirting with 400 is amazing. But I think the real thing that the average baseball fan, like me, is following is all of a sudden his power is not an accident. Like, he's slugging now. You guys just talked about Judge. I'm not comparing him to him. But what I'm saying is this guy's added a couple hundred points to his slugging percentage. How is it simply this whole exit velo and all that and swinging up on the ball or not hitting as many grounders? Like, how do you attribute the 200 points of slugging percentage?
Well, part of it is he did put on a little bit of weight and strength this offseason. So obviously the bat speed is definitely a byproduct of that. I think the other part is just the insanity of the contact percent, guys. I mean, he's at like 92.4 or 94.1. He's been hovering right around there. So again, just for layman's terms, that means almost 10 times out of 10 when he swings, he's making contact. I mean, that is absurd in our game today, guys. That's it with our average fastball velocity the way it is, the lateness of a lot of the off speed and sharpness of the breaking balls. To be able to be doing that just on swings, and then, as you said, AR, to be doing the damage with it. Yeah. That's superhuman. That is something that I don't think people can fully appreciate because of how difficult it is to do day in and day out.
Real quick, Jalen, about 30 seconds. Reds, they're like, you're kind of in the mix in the NL wildcard race, 3.5 games back. If you're running the show, you standing pat with the roster you have, or you trying to better the roster?
Yeah, Matty, a lot of that predicated on the injuries, right? And, with McLean hopefully on the mend here, you want to get him back and see where you're at, but I know time's running thin. I think we learn a lot more after these next 3 series. St. Louis going into the Bronx to play the Yanks and come home against a really good pitching team in Detroit. If you find your way north, they're still really alive in the wild card race. I think they try and go for it.
All right, Styx's over-under on walks tonight is 2.5 on Bet365. The under is a pretty big favorite, though. Should we try the value on the over at plus 115?
Yeah, I just think the way he's gone, fellas, there's some patience in the middle of that order. It wouldn't shock me. I mean, he's got to have it right away. Hasn't been the case the last couple of times out.
All right, brother. Great stuff, man. Always good to talk with you. Have a great weekend.
You bet. Talk next week, boys.
Jensen Lewis on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems bullpen phone line.
All right, let's hand out some goodies, AR, because right now the winner is going to receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing Nationals, July 24th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Passes are good for one of the days. I believe you have the question for the folks today.
Yes, the question is this. At the beginning of the show, I was talking about speaking to a certain person and giving this person a compliment. However, this person thought, and don't blow smoke up my butt. Who is that guy? 821-9710 is the number. 821-9710. You tell CB the right answer, and he'll give you the gift. We'll come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
That's the sound of sweat falling drip by miserable drip, because your AC has decided to call it quits in this heat. But the Waterworks heating and cooling team never quits, so no sweat. The Waterworks offers same-day AC service to help you keep your cool this summer, and that sounds amazing. Call the Waterworks heating and cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks, better care, better value, better AC.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Morning Juice.
We're selling cans of Natty Light for $2. Top that.
My wife's grandpa had a great line when he was drinking Natty Lights with us in college. He said, boy, it just tastes like a handful of nickels.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
The best of 2 leagues meet again this summer. Catch the stars of MLS and Liga MX as they show off their skills at the 2024 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. Tuesday, July 23rd at Lower.com Field. Tickets start at $25. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, 2 windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, sure is a hot day. The other one says, a talking window.
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
The Beat the Heat fan campaign is underway. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin, Madison, or Marion County fire station. The Fan 10 TV Beat the Heat fan campaign is sponsored by Newman Roofing.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft beer.
All right, CB, who knew the answer to my question of who told me, hey, stop, don't blow smoke up my you-know-what, was none other than Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, so David here in Columbus, he told me he's actually originally from Chicago, to let you know that.
Okay.
He knew it was Jack Nicklaus.
Or as AR calls him, Nicholas.
Mr. Nicholas.
Yeah, no,
Jack to his friends.
It wasn't a Mr. earlier. It was, when we talked to Nicholas.
It sounded cooler. I don't know why.
Because you're in the cool kids club, man.
Come on. All right, CB, take us home on a Friday, please.
All right. It's very fitting that this is the National Day of today because it's summer. You think of fairs, fair food, whatnot. What goes with that is food trucks. It's National Food Truck Day. I know actually my favorite place came by a couple weeks ago, Smash Buddies here in Columbus. Very great if you love smash burgers. But my question to you is tell the truth. What is your favorite food truck, maybe a place or a type of item to get at a food truck?
Well, when you opened up with like fair food, that went, for me, it was like two things. It was funnel cake or corn dog. But I would probably err on the less sweet. I'll tell you what, man. I think it's fries for me. I think it always will be. It's always been you, French fries. You're just, that's it. The hot, the goldenness, the salt, the fries, all the dippings. I mean, it's fairly low cost. You find a good place that just sells fries out of a truck or at a fair. That's it for me. I'll get that every time over the sweet stuff.
Yeah, see, if I can find a place that does like a good brat or Italian sausage or smoked sausage with the onions and peppers, my nostrils usually gravitate over to that. But I'll tell you a place in the city that I've enjoyed for years, and it's a food truck, but I think they have other locations as well, and it's Ray Ray's Hog Pit. You want some good barbecue. I believe there used to be a food truck on campus.
Don't they do some stuff over at Land Grant, if I'm right?
I think you're right, but they have a good variety of barbecue. So I'll give a shout out to Ray Ray's Hog Pit. They know what they're doing over there.
You can't handle the truth. I will say selfishly, though, during fair season, like a good Texas, or I know a lot of people refer to it as Indiana tenderloin sandwich. Those are really good, too.
I think I'm asleep on that. I don't know much about that. Maybe I need to wake up.
Fried tenderloin? Oh, it's really good.
I thought one of you guys would go like grilled cheese because I know you guys like that. Like you're a big grilled cheese guy, aren't you?
No, that's not me, play.
I mean, it's a good food, but
I don't know
maybe it's just the gooey and the
Fair's doing a whole bunch of like I'll do some mac and cheese bites. That'll work. I don't know if I'm looking out for a grilled cheese at the fair though. I don't know. I don't think I've seen a lot of grilled cheeses at the fair.
Maybe not at the fair, just out of a truck.
I do like a grilled cheese though, AR, man. You get that with some tomato soup when it's cold out. Get that dip on.
Street meat.
Hey, listen, street meat when you're coming out of Brothers, about 2 a.m. Nothing like the smell of street meat at about 2 a.m. It's different, man. I'm telling you.
Is that your little brother? He's a good-looking kid.
Thank you, CB.
All right, next up, I think I'm going with a lot of food topics here because I think of next week with the holiday weekend coming up with the 4th. What is one food item that must be in your cookout for 4th of July?
It's interesting that Maddie said brats because I think that's very old school and good, especially if it's in more of a French roll and not just a regular hot dog.
Like a hoagie roll?
Like a crusty roll.
Here he goes with the crunch, CV.
No, I'm telling you, no. I grew up going to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, to the Indy races there and the other races and the different club car races. And my brother and myself and my stepbrother used to have to climb this big hill to the top, and they were selling the brats out of the French roll that was crusty. And I got to tell you, there's nothing better. But you're just going side, and you'll laugh. For me, it's baked beans. I think it's just... It's perfect for a cookout, and I don't see enough of it anymore.
No bacon in your baked beans, though,
no.
Right? You don't need that. You're not...
No.
Okay. Man, just give me a hot dog. It's good, but make sure it's charred real well.
Charred dog.
Then I'll hit you with the side too, CB. Like, we got to have the pasta salad in the building. Pasta salad needs to be there, heavy on the Italian ice cream, Italian dressing. No cube cheese in my pasta salad. Shredded cheese only, please.
I'm with you on that.
Did you say I know my truth?
I know my truth.
All right, let's finish up with the fan poll. The question is, what do you want the Blue Jackets?
The Blackhawks?
No, not the Blackhawks. The Blue Jackets. What do you want them to do with the 4th pick tonight in the NHL draft?
Traded for Connor McDavid. Come on.
I think I'm good. I think I do want them to take Hayden Lindstrom. I do. I feel like that's the pick. I mean, if they don't trade it. He's had the back injury. He's had the hand injury. He's still scored a lot. He's 18 years old. He's ready to rock. He's very competitive. He's got a little bit of a nasty streak with him. You took Fantilli with the number 3 pick last year. You drop him in there. That's physically imposing right there to have the two of those guys. Because Lidstrom's 6'3", 215, and I think I'd roll the dice. But I wouldn't do it just willy-nilly. I mean, they got to find out everything, and Rick Nash told us they're going to know everything to give them the confidence to pull the trigger on that. So I'm taking the centerman, Caden Lindstrom.
The truth shall set you free.
If you miss anything throughout the show, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Those interviews and a lot more will be waiting for you. And don't forget to subscribe to the Rothman and Ice podcast as well. And I don't know what the hell's going on with Tyvis Powell right now.
Sticks McKenzie was pitching tonight.
What is that a Jerry curl I'm looking at? I don't know. Tyvis Powell's coming up next on Common Man and T-Bone from 3 to 6.
Wanted to let his soul glow or something. Look at him.
And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
That's awesome for a Friday. Thank you for listening. Maddie did the proper tease. We'll see you and talk to you on Monday. Have a great, safe weekend. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only radio station still operating with an active booze cart. I'm drunk right now. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is a Fan Action Update.
64 days now until the Buckeyes start the season with Akron. A look at the current Heisman Trophy odds. Carson Beck from Georgia is the favorite at plus 750, with Quinn Ewers 9-1 and Dylan Gabriel 10-1. Ohio State quarterback Will Howard has the 4th best odds to win the Heisman at 13-1. Quinshawn Judkins is 100-1. Emeka and Travion are both 120-1 to win the Heisman. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to Meijer. This week, you can buy 5, save $5. With so many mouths to feed, I love the buy 5, save $5 sale. Yeah, and don't forget, you can mix or match more than 1,500 items, like Pepperidge Farm Classic Buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Ooh, I'll look for those and lots more. Thanks.
Buy 5, save $5 this week at Meijer, and pay the same low price in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
This is Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We run a lot of ads about our firm, but often we don't discuss the resources Cordell & Cordell has available for men facing divorce. We provide many webinars and town halls on YouTube that contain a wealth of information, including our Men's Divorce podcast. Visit CordellCordell.com/resources for the latest news and to download our guides.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
I joke around with my wife and call it my bionic knee.
But before Ernest became a patient with QC Kinetics, it was a different story.
I'd go to bed with my knee throbbing, heat, ice. I would get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something, and I would just be hobbling.
He wasn't able to play on his rec basketball team or work in the yard, but QC Kinetics regenerative treatments turned around the situation without surgery or downtime, using Ernest's own healing properties to help restore his aching knee, now known as Ernest's bionic knee.
I am really happy because I am playing the game that I love so much, and I'm playing with my granddaughter, and I'm gardening, and I'm on my knees, and I'm jumping up. I have a 200-pound dog, and I'm playing with my dog.
Now Ernest is living his best life thanks to QC Kinetics, and so can you. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding about their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.